CA could be improved 100%.
This is Sarah Silver with your Fox Valley forecast. This afternoon, sunny with a high near 82. Tonight, clear with a low around 55. Tomorrow, sunny with a high near 85. And looking ahead to Sunday, expect a high near 82 with mostly clear skies at night and a low around 57. Currently, it is 80 with clear skies. I'm Sarah Silver on the Talk of the Town, WRMN.
Confidence is knowing you're ready to handle whatever comes your way. That's what it feels like to take on your workday with Cintas. They make sure your AEDs are up to date, your fire extinguishers are tested and inspected, your floor mats are cleaned and delivered, and your workwear looks good, feels good, and is freshly laundered with the Cintas Apparel Plus program. So are you ready to take on today? Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
Welcome to WRMN, your trusted voice in the Fox River Valley for over 75 years. We bring you fact-based news, good faith discussions, and entertainment that brings people together. From national headlines to local stories, WRMN is your home for thoughtful dialogue and community engagement. No matter the time of day, where you're listening from, or who you are always welcome here. Thanks for making us a part of your day. This is the Talk of the Town, WRMN.
In the middle of the night, everything will be all right if you listen to Coast right here on WRMN, 7 days a week from midnight to 5 a.m. Each night on Coast to Coast, listeners are captivated by George Noory with discussions on news and current events, conspiracy theories, UFOs, life after death, and all things curious and unexplained. Coast to Coast, every night, midnight to 5 a.m. right here on WRMN AM 1410 and 96.7 FM.
Dino's Night Out on WRMN. It's the talk of the town, so come on and listen now. It's Dino's Night Out on WRMN 1410. On WRMN, it's the talk of the town, so come on and listen now. It's Dino's Night Out on WRMN 1410.
And hello, everybody. Welcome again back to Dino's Night Out, right here, WRMN 1410 in Studio 14 live. I got a great guest in here today. We got one guest, which we know all the time, is with me, Matt. Matt is Matt McNeil, our very own Matt McNeil. And then we have Nick Mataragas. And Nick Mataragas, you're going to say, who the heck is that guy? Well, we've had him on before. Now you recognize him. Say hello, Nick.
Hey, how's it going?
Oh, couldn't be better. Matt, how are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Everything's good?
Doing good.
I love when things are good.
Yes.
That's what I want. So, you know what we're going to talk about today? We are going to talk about this crazy thing that they call the Fringe Fest. So the Fringe Fest, I've been educated very well in it from the last time Nick has been on. But I want everybody else to know, too, because this is something that just not any community has it. I mean, it is all around. I mean, we it started in Scotland.
Yep, Edinburgh, Scotland.
I remembered. Okay, I got one thing right, so I feel good already. So, yeah, this all started in Scotland, and it's turned into something that's unbelievable. And the fact that it's in Elgin, Illinois, not in Chicago, it's in Elgin, Illinois, that's really a cool thing. So what I'm going to do is, I just like to introduce my guests early. I'm going to also remember and talk about the sponsor of our show. the Arcata Theater, Ron Onesti from Oshos.com. He's a sponsor of Dino's Night Out. So here's what he's got going on at the Arcata tonight. Welcome back, my friends. It's called an evening with Emerson, Lake, and Palmer. And 2022, Palmer and his manager developed and launched the show initially as the Return of Emerson, Lake, and Palmer's Show. Again, with the full cooperation and involvement of both the Keith Emerson and Greg Lake estates, the show has been rebranded for 2025 as an evening with Emerson, Lake, and Palmer. Great music, and if you want to catch the 8 o'clock show, they're going to be there. And it's at 105 East Main Street. And then tomorrow, they've got Michael Schenker. Hope I got it right. My Years with UFO USA Tour 2025. And he's going to have special guest Jared James Nichols. And Michael Schenker is a guitar legend, bringing his iconic UFO classic back to the stage. Jared James Michaels, you can't teach the blues. It's not something that you could find it in music, in books, or even learned on a YouTube. It goes much deeper than that, and it comes from inside. So, hey, that's what's going on over there. And this is the logo, if those of you watching and playing at home, the YouTube channel, you're getting to see this year's logo for 2025 Elgin Fringe Festival. So it's really something. And if you wanted to get, is it Fringe Fest? What's the email?
Oh, you can visit our website, elginfringefestival.com.
Okay. ElginFringeFestival.com. I knew they kept it basic. Okay, we're going to go back to Nick. So, Nick, what's the biggest attractions for this year? I want to get right in it.
Oh, wow. Biggest attractions. That's a tough one. I don't know. There's so many amazing shows. And
do you have a show this year?
I do. I performed last night, and I'm performing one more time tonight.
Nice.
But it's just one of many, many shows, and we have artists from all over the country: California, Minnesota, Michigan, Kentucky. I couldn't even name every state. Idaho.
Who's the hoe?
I am sometimes,
Okay, I got you.
sometimes, but and they're all bringing amazing shows to this festival. We opened last night to some really great houses, and I've already seen some really moving performances. And so what's really great is that the festival has something for everybody, right? If you want something that's going to move you, there's something there for you. If you want something that's going to give you an escape, there's something there for you, right? It's just packed full of an amazing variety of performances.
Excellent. And we're going to go back to a few more pictures. This is the where it all takes place, basically, right?
Yeah, that's Fringe Central. That's the gallery at Side Street Studio Arts. So that's where people go to pick up their tickets. Look at the schedule. They can pick up a program there. Pick up
the 15 Ziegler Court.
15 Ziegler Court, right? Just right off of Spring Street. It's kind of tucked away, just past Rediscovered Records there down Spring Street.
I remember that from yesterday. I had Jennifer
Foster's.
Oh my God!
Yeah,
that girl is on fire. I mean, she is she's so ready to perform.
Oh, she
was
last night. It was,
no, I know she did, but
yeah, it was.
I was on the
good.
phone. We had a phone interview. That was yesterday. Mm-hmm. I filled in for Matt, and it's a hard one to fill in because Matt gets all this stuff a little bit better than I do. I'm trying to get more in tune with it, but I tell you what, I enjoyed every moment talking with her. Our time went so fast. So I got a couple things up here, and
sure.
We'll just do some of the basics. We'll talk about you a little bit some more, but the mission. What's the mission? The mission of the Fringe Festival is to encourage bold artistic experimentation and innovation by providing an accessible, affordable experience for both artists and audiences alike. Mm-hmm. And when you hear the price to see some of these performances, what are they, like $12, some of them?
Yeah.
I've seen them.
12 is the most expensive ticket.
Yeah.
So $12, $7, or free. And the artist gets to choose how much they're charging out of those three options.
So, and these are people, again, when you say artist, it's not the guy with the canvas and he's painting, although there is some that express themselves that way. We're talking real artists. We're talking, Michael Jackson, Prince artists. You know what I mean? Guys that are deep. The Beatles were artists. People from, they have a deep inside feeling of what they want to express, whether it be that, what do you call that stand-up poetry stuff that they do?
Like beat poetry?
Yeah, what's it? Say it again.
Or like beat poetry?
Beat?
Yeah.
Okay. I always get that one mixed up too. So beat poetry, that's where they stand up and they, make their little song or make their little presentation. Sometimes it's political, sometimes it's fun, sometimes it's pretty dark, But it's what the person feels, which is so cool about the Fringe Fest. And then here again, what is Fringe Fest? You've already answered that,
Sure.
You got comedy, you got theater, there's dance involved. It's everything. And we got a picture of our guy right here.
Oh wow!
What was that one?
You dug pretty deep for.
Yeah, that
photos.
was in the photos.
So that's actually from a show I did at a different Fringe festival. The show was called Halvesies, where myself and my partner that I was performing with, we each wrote half of a play, and then we would hand the other person that half of the play on stage for the first time.
Oh, and they have to improvise.
And we'd have to act out what was happening without knowing what we're about to read. It was pretty fun.
Gotta be fun.
Yeah. But that's the kind of experimentation that Fringe festivals give you, is that ability to go, okay, we're going to try something that in a normal theater or a normal performance setting, you wouldn't try, because it's like, that's ridiculous not to have rehearsed or even seen the script before being in front of the audience. That's an absurd idea. And so that's the kind of thing that at a Fringe festival people get to try out, right? Is they get to go, hey, I have this idea. It sounds absurd.
Yeah, a little wanky right now, but
right.
Let's throw it out there and see what the people say.
Exactly. It's like just throwing things on the wall and seeing what sticks a lot of times, which is, sometimes leads to some things like, wow, what was that? But sometimes it leads to, wow, what was that? And that's what's one of the things that's great about the Fringe. And
I respect the fact that it is, like you say, innovative and everything like that. But everything has roots.
Sure.
Roots, however you want to say it. And everything is connected to something somehow, some which way. So, like when you were telling me about that half of a play, immediately what comes to mind is like Tim Conway, Carol Burnett's, Dean Martin's, those Bob Hope, any of the shows that were ever scripted, they went right to heck sometimes, because once they got on a roll, they just improvised the rest of it. And, sometimes, that's, the vaudeville even. I guess you could say the vaudeville could be maybe a launching point for some of what Fringe does. Would you say that's fair?
Oh, I would say that's definitely fair. I think vaudeville was a launching point for a lot of performing arts in general, including Fringe and improv and circus acts and burlesque, and all of these things have their roots back in vaudeville, which was a time where you really harness that variety of performance, right? You'd see somebody swallowing swords, but then you'd see a beautiful singer and all of these different things all in one night. Yeah. And that is so much like what the Fringe is.
And that same, like, again, we go back to the vaudeville, as I say, vaudeville days. And that's Lucille Ball. You look at Lucille Ball, she played in a lot of movies, a lot of the old black and whites, very attractive woman, but she came up like Dean Martin, Jerry Lewis. They come up from the vaudeville days, that slapstick stuff. They knew how to, Mickey Rooney, he could tap dance. He could play the piano. Judy Garland, the same thing. All of those past actors and actresses, I guess they're all actors, whether they're male or female, right?
Sure.
You're an actor?
Yeah.
Is that it? But it's like when you look at where we came from and what it was, and I have specialty. To me, everyone's a specialist that's an actor today. One does drama, one does the comedy stuff. I like the days where it was a mixture of everything. I mean, you can go all the way back, right? But this Fringe Fest, though, what I really got into, and we tried to get our room open and ready for you guys. So next year, for sure, it'll be ready, Nick, I promise.
Great. We're looking forward to it.
And I know you came and gave it the once-over, but things happen, so what can I tell you? But it's this Fringe I like because, expressive minds, young minds, new creative of what was, whether, because you can't keep everything the same.
No, and that's what's great too, is that diversity of voices and experiences, and you really get that. And part of the reason you get that with the Fringe is that we run our festival off of a lottery. We don't decide. We don't look at what shows are available and decide what goes up. We do a lottery, so it's completely random. So we can't be the gatekeepers of what shows are being put up or not. And that gives us that chance to have that variety of voices, that the variety of styles and experiences and ideas.
And there's no bias to who's being picked.
Exactly.
100% lottery.
I mean, I'm sure there are shows this year that if I had just been given a list of shows and their descriptions, I would have said, there's no way I'm putting this show up. And that's not right, to have to do that.
Sure.
And I'm wrong a lot. I will go and see a show that I don't expect to appreciate as much as I do and then be blown away by it. And that's a magical thing that happens at Fringe festivals.
Yeah, I think that is the magic of it, because, having an idea of what you think it's going to be by either the name or even a brief description, sometimes nowhere near comes close to what it really is.
Yeah, it definitely helps throw out those preconceived notions.
How many acts do you have this year?
We have
the lottery.
35 different shows performing either once, twice, or 3 times over the course of the weekend.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what is that as far as actual participants? Does that come? Like maybe about
participants, like actual performers? It's over 100 performers total, because some shows are like one person, but some shows are like 12 people. And so it's a lot of performers in town doing this stuff. It's great.
And that's amazing. And that lottery you were telling me before, if I remember from the last time you were in, let's say whatever the lottery, I'm number 14, and now I can't make it. Mm-hmm. 14 just gets taken out, and you pick another number.
Yep, down the list.
I don't get to give 14 to Matt.
No, it doesn't transfer that way. Yeah. It's literally, I can't make it. Okay, we're going to move on to the next person on the wait list, and we just literally go down in order within the categories of the lottery and go, this is the next person. I reach out to them. If they can do the festival, they're in. If they can't, then I move on to the next name.
How much time do they, how do they know? What I'm trying to say is how much advance notice is the lottery so they know what they're going to do as far as getting themselves prepared?
Great. That's a great question. So people can apply during the month of February 1 through March 1. And then we hold the lottery in April, around mid-April, like 15th through the 20th, somewhere in there. It depends on the dates that year. And then they have from that mid-April date until September, till late September now, to get their show together. And so we really want to make sure that they have enough time. We want to make sure that if they go, you know what, this idea is not working out, I can make an adjustment and do the show this way instead. I can do that. We wait as long as we can to get like final show descriptions and final artwork from them, because that's really when the show has to be solidified, because then we have to put together the program, the website, and all that stuff. And so we wait as long into the summer as we can for people to have to give that to us, so they have that time to adjust and build their shows.
Well, that's great. So you got about 3-4 months.
Yeah.
At tops.
Which, when it comes to putting together a show, that can be like, wow, that's fast.
Really?
Yeah. If you look at like actual like big theatrical productions, they can take a long time. And we're because these are brand new shows. It's not like, and just to throw out an example, it's not like we're remaking Fiddler on the Roof, right? Which there's nothing wrong to doing a remake of Fiddler on the Roof, but at the same time, you already have a script. You have an idea of what the show is supposed to look like, supposed to sound like, supposed to feel like. When you're doing something new, just a few months can be like, wow, that's fast.
I could appreciate that, because like, for instance, me, I'll go back to our slides, and my program crashed. I had something totally different that I was going to put up, but I knew what I wanted to show. I knew it was important to show the new logo, right? And then I wanted to show the button, and this was me and Matt. I said, Matt, give me a hand. I got to get this put together. So we put this together, I would say about 7 or 8 minutes.
Great.
Not that we're not taking you important or
no, I understand.
But I already knew what I wanted, and I kind of knew what I had. But I said, man, I got it saved. He says, no, you don't. I said, man, I got it saved. Well, I didn't. He was right. So there's the button, which is kind of cool. That's a new fringe button for 2025.
Yep, the artist for that is Anna Lentz, who's a local artist. And
okay.
She designed our artwork this year. We do new artwork every year.
Oh, okay. And that goes along with the credential badge.
Yep.
So I thought that was neat. I figured it was important to show the 15 Ziegler Court, where all the, I guess, brain power comes from. That's where your office.
Well, the limited brain power that we have running the festival.
You still got brain power.
Some.
And I thought the mission was important to talk about.
Of course, yes.
But I knew which ones I want. But my point is, it seems like it's a lot of time.
Sure, yeah.
You know, when you're saying, oh, no, 2-3 months goes quick. But if I'm putting on a show, you know, especially if this is going to be the Fringe, I already, you know, before the lottery, I'm getting excited about, man, I hope I get the lottery.
Right.
But I think I got my show postured of, we'll tweak it later, but I kind of know what I want to do.
Well, sometimes, and that's one of the cool things, too, is that it's a mix of that, right? We have people who that are on the Fringe circuit, like you mentioned, Jennifer Vosters, who was on yesterday. Her show has been on the Fringe circuit, so she's been to other festivals.
Yes.
And so she's got that show pretty well developed. Whereas sometimes you come into a Fringe festival and it's like the first time that show's happening, right?
Well, now, if I may interrupt you,
yeah,
where was the Fringe Fest before today, or this weekend in Elgin?
Where was the last one, like around the world?
Yeah.
I think, at least in the States, I think the one most recent to us was Indianapolis. But then, like North America, I think, Vancouver closed like a week ago. So that was probably the last.
Now, was she at the one in Vancouver?
I don't think so.
That's what I mean. Do they travel? Some of the fringers, I guess we'll call them, for lack of a better word.
Yeah, they'll do like a little summer tour. And so they'll apply to a bunch of festivals, and then they'll go to the ones that they get into.
Oh, and that's another thing. You don't know that you're getting in.
Exactly.
Each one is a lottery.
Yes. Well, most are. So the Elgin Fringe is part of the Canadian Association of Fringe Festivals, and part of being part of that association requires us to be a lottery or a first come first serve festival, which is something we agree with, which is why we're part of that organization. But not all U.S. festivals are part of that organization. So some do curate. Some go, this is what I want at my festival. This is what I want at my festival, and that's just kind of one of the differences between different festivals.
Okay, because I saw her list of credentials and the shows she's put on and where she's been. I mean, are all of the entries like that? Or?
No. We usually get a handful of shows like that. But then we also have people who have never produced a show before in their life, and this is their first time to do it, and this is their first chance to do it. In fact, the first time I produced a show was here at the Elgin Fringe Festival.
Oh, really?
Before I was working for the festival, I was a producer, and it was literally the first play I ever produced was here at the Elgin Fringe Festival in 2017.
How about Ms. Goddard? The last one she did was Lucy. Mm-hmm. Is she in this Fringe Fest?
No, she's not in this one. But we're looking forward to having her back when she's ready to do another show.
She was awesome, wasn't she?
Yeah, she was.
Because I did end up catching her show, the Lucy show.
Yeah.
I never saw the stewardess one, which was the one I wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
What was it? Something Annie or
Pan Am Betty? I think.
Pan Am Betty.
Yeah.
Thanks. Yeah, Annie Betty. It's the same thing.
Very close. Yeah.
No, I mean the talent. Oh my God, that comes out of here. If you take it for what it is, each person expressing themselves. How can you not like it?
Right, and like I said at the beginning, like there's something for everyone. If you're wanting to cry, there's shows that'll make you cry. If you want to escape, we have a whole lineup of improv shows this year that are just going to make you laugh and have pure joy. I mean, there's just so much going on at so many different levels that it speaks to the entirety of the human condition, not just one specific feeling or need.
So, and we're almost to the bottom of the hour, and you're going to stick around. We got you for the whole show. And Matt is not just the eye candy for everybody. He's got a whole bunch of questions because Matt's been involved in theater for how long now, Matt?
Oh, goodness. I did theater since probably first grade.
Yeah. Did you ever consider doing a Fringe lottery?
Oh, gosh. I don't know. It would probably be something scary, maybe. Creepy, weird, probably. I don't know.
Weird I'd go for. I don't know. I'd figure that one. I kind of like the one that you were saying you did where you flip the script and you just make the other one do what you wrote and he does what you. Oh, my God. The improv has got to be the best.
Improv is very fun. I mean, that's my background is in improv. So I'm biased in that way, but I love improv. Yeah.
Well, you're speaking to a born smart aleck, so when
Fair enough.
you know what I mean. So you always got to come back for what somebody's got to say. You know?
Sure. I mean, well, that's what improv is literally it's about reacting.
Right.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I'm usually normally pretty good. All right, so here we are. We are at the bottom of the hour, and we got Nick Mataragis with us, and he says he's going to stick around for our whole show over here. So listen, stay tuned, everybody. Don't touch your dial. We're talking about the 2025 Elgin Fringe Festival, and this is a big deal. These just don't show up anyplace. These are, and we'll talk more about that when we come back, and Matt's got a whole host of questions. So you're listening to WRMN 1410, and we are live in Studio 14 with Nick and Matt. We'll be back in a bit.
I'm Trey Westerberg on 1410 WRMN Elgin, proudly serving the Fox River Valley. This update brought to you by Cintas. A person is in custody after a reported robbery on Wednesday at the Meyer gas station in Bolingbrook. Police responded to the gas station just before 7 a.m. Wednesday for a report of a robbery. Police say the offender had fled westbound on foot, which prompted a large police response to the area west of the Meyer gas station. Police used canines, drone surveillance, citizen tips, and a perimeter, and the offender was taken into custody without incident shortly after 8 a.m. near Moore Drive and Monet Circle. The ghosts of Oswego's past will come to life on October 2nd when the popular Oswego Cemetery Walk returns. Reservations have opened for the event set from 5:30 to 8:30 p.m. at the Oswego Township Cemetery on South Main Street. Participants are required to make a reservation with tickets costing $10 per person. Several Oswego historical figures, including Civil War-era residents Charles Murdoch, a local elected official, and his teenage son Alfred X, who was killed in action during the war, will be featured this year. YouTube will offer creators a way to rejoin the streaming platform if they were banned for violating then COVID-19 and election misinformation policies. Attorney Sports parent company Alphabet said the decision to bring back banned accounts reflected the company's commitment to free speech. It said the company values conservative voices on its platform and recognizes their reach and important role in civic discourse. The Elgin Area School District U46 Board on Monday approved a $963.2 million spending plan for fiscal year 2026. The Daily Herald reports it represents a 27% increase over the previous year's spending, largely driven by $186 million in capital expenditures for the Unite U46 initiative that will fund major projects including the new middle school under construction in Elgin, as well as additions and renovations at Kimball and Kenyon Woods middle schools and several elementary schools. The improvements were funded through the district borrowing $179 million in bonds that voters approved in April 2023 and using money from reserves and other sources. I'm Trey Westerberg on 1410 WRMN Elgin, proudly serving the Fox River Valley.
Confidence is knowing you're ready to handle whatever comes your way. That's what it feels like to take on your workday with Cintas. They make sure your AEDs are up to date, your fire extinguishers are tested and inspected, your floor mats are cleaned and delivered, and your workwear looks good, feels good, and is freshly laundered with the Cintas Apparel Plus program. So are you ready to take on today? Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
With Progressive's Home Quote Explorer, you can easily find the right home insurance for you, even if it's not with Progressive. But if you don't choose us, then sure, okay, it's not going to work out. We're not going to cry about it or stay awake wondering what our future together would have looked like. We can't get emotionally invested, even if it sounds like we are. Progressive's Home Quote Explorer allows you to easily compare home insurance rates and coverages in one place, even if it's not with us. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and third-party insurers. Comparison rates not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy. I love you. I shouldn't have said that.
Do you own an annuity, either fixed rate, indexed, or variable? Are you paying high fees and getting low returns? If so, Annuity General would like you to have this free book to learn the pitfalls and mistakes of buying an annuity. The Annuity Do's and Don'ts for Baby Boomers contains the little-known truths about annuities, like how to help reduce your fees and increase retirement income. And it's free. That's right, free. As a bonus, we'll also throw in a free annuity rate report just for calling. We researched over 1,000 annuities and summarized rates and benefits from financially strong insurers. You get Annuity Do's and Don'ts for Baby Boomers and the Annuity Rate Report Both absolutely free for calling Annuity General today. Hurry, supplies are limited. Call now.
800-760-1845. 800-760-1845. 800-760-1845. That's 800-760-1845.
This is Sarah Silver with your Fox Valley forecast. This afternoon, sunny with a high near 82, with temperatures falling to around 80. Tonight, clear with patchy fog after 1 a.m. and a low around 55. Tomorrow, patchy fog before 10 a.m., then sunny with a high near 85, with temperatures falling to around 82 in the afternoon. Currently, it is 81 with clear skies. I'm Sarah Silver on the Talk of the Town, WRMN.
Progressive's Auto Quote Explorer lets you easily compare direct rates from different insurance companies, so you can be confident you're getting the right one, even if it's not with Progressive. Way more confident than you were when you tried online gaming. Who knew 12-year-old boys could be so mean? And where did they learn to swear like that? 2 hours of losing to these underage trash talkers, and you're starting to question if maybe you really should stick to pickleball and other boomer stuff. So use Progressive's Auto Quote Explorer and be confident you're getting insurance that's right for you. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy.
Hey, we are back to Dino's Night Out, experiencing a little bit of technical difficulty, but I think we can get camera 2. Go ahead. We'll just go off of camera 2. Yeah. So we got our screen showing up over here, but camera 1, we got a little bit of a problem over there. So we're going to go to camera 2. I'd rather see those guys than me anyhow. You can see the test screen over there, which is telling me I got a problem. So I'll get Dennis and he'll fix it all. But we are back. Dino's Night Out, and we got Nick Mantaragas with us. And it's great to have you in here. We've been talking about the Fringe Fest, which is right here live in downtown Elgin. And you tell us again, so the people know, how is it that Elgin gets to have the Fringe Fest?
It's well, that's a good question. It's because of the vision of a
That's two
small
if you're
group of
playing the home game. I got 2 good questions.
You got 2 good
yeah.
questions?
Yeah, go ahead.
It's because of the drive of a few people who founded the festival back 12 years ago. I'm going to forget somebody, I'm sure, but Tanner Melvin, Aaron Rehberg, Amanda Harris, Sarah Manana Smith, that I can remember off the top of my head. It was their idea to bring it here. They had, I believe, performed at a couple other Fringe festivals, and were like, we need to bring this here to Elgin. A couple of those people are also founders of Side Street Studio Arts, which is the organization that runs the festival, including Aaron and Tanner, our executive directors at Side Street. And so it was part of them bringing their artistic vision to Elgin. And I've just been lucky enough to get to join the group as it happened. But it takes a lot of work. Our year-long staff, our Fringe Committee, really work very hard to put this festival together every year.
Well, I imagine you do. There's a lot of work that goes into putting these festivals together because, production work is production work. Let's face it.
Yeah.
Whether you're putting on a festival for, like we just got done with America First Responders Fest, or you're putting something like this together, you're coordinating many people to be at one spot, hopefully without any flaws.
Right. It's that old euphemism of of herding cats.
Right. There you go. So, yeah, I definitely take my hat off to you for doing that. And that's great. So now will Elgin always be able to have the festival here unless they like screw up or something?
I mean, I hope so. I hope we can continue to have the festival here. I think that it all comes down to, as time moves on, people still being dedicated to doing the work to put it together. It's one of those things where just like any organization, any kind of event, people are going to move in and out of those roles. And, we just got to make sure that when those roles become open, we fill them with people that are ready to jump in and do the work as hard as the people that are leaving. And if we can, then I don't see the festival going away anytime soon.
And again, this is a global organization.
Yeah, it's a global movement. Technically, all the organizations are all their own separate entities, but we are very well interconnected. Like I said, we're part of the Canadian Association of Fringe Festivals, but we're also part of the United States Association of Fringe Festivals and a group called World Fringe. And so a lot of that is interconnectivity, and it's a lot of fringe producers being able to, meet up with each other and see what they're doing and see how we line up with that, but also throwing different ideas at each other and just kind of learning together about what we're doing and how the world is changing and how what we do as producers can change along with the world.
I got you. And I don't know if I'm going to be able to get this one up there. Yeah, we did. So that logo you explained to me last time, that this is Elgin specific logo, correct?
Yep. Yes.
Because the Fox River Valley, you went with the Fox?
Yep. Artwork by Andrew Vo.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
And there's that cat you're talking about trying to herd the cats.
Yes, that is one of them.
That's slick. And what do you got, a frog underneath the drum?
Yeah, I think that's perfect for a drum is a frog because they have a specific beat to them. So they're good at keeping a beat.
They do.
Yeah.
Oh, beautiful.
I liked what it said there on the, does it say F it?
Yeah. Yeah, that's our hashtag that we use for like Instagram and stuff is EFFIT, EFFIT, because Elgin Fringe Festival, and then it like do the Fringe Festival, yeah.
It's kind of also like it's like a whatever will be. It's like we got tons of different styles, and so F it. It's gonna be what it is.
Yeah,
and it's gonna be cool, and we're gonna float. We're gonna go along with it.
Interestingly, you said whatever it is will be. One of our slogans is whatever happens, happens. In fact, at the beginning of every show during the festival, we have a curtain announcement that says, turn off your phones, rate and review shows, blah, blah, blah. And at the end, Tanner, who does the speech, always says, and remember, whatever happens, happens. And that's just something we live by at the Fringe.
And you know what? So many people get hung up on, oh, this didn't go right, or after the performance, oh, I forgot to say, one line or two line. But just like I was talking to Jennifer, it's a homemade show. It's your homemade act. We're our worst critic, right?
Yes, definitely.
When we perform or when we're doing something, us as well. This is, radio's different today because we've got YouTube when the camera works, right? You're on camera, so you have to be especially careful.
I combed my hair today.
Well, I noticed that, by the way. And the beard looks a little more tidy than normal, too. But yeah. So, there's a problem I got. But the idea is nobody but you knows that there's an error.
Most of the time.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So just go on with your show. And just like it is, the EFFIT, EFFIT. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's pretty slick. Matt, you caught that one pretty good.
That was the first thing I noticed.
You would think I would have saw the EFFIT, you know what I mean? Because that's me. I mean, But... no, that's great. You had a few questions that you want to ask, Nick. Go ahead.
I did. Well, I wanted to kind of backtrack a little bit because I know that you had said, like we're our worst critics and things like that. And that reminded me of one of the interviews I did with Jared McLeod. Okay. And he, has built his career on honesty, heart, and hard-won grit. And he said in the interview that I did with him was that he sometimes can be a harsh critic of himself. He misses a beat or specific song lyrics or, a certain octave he chooses, which was a little different off beat. And he can be a critic of himself. But he said that as time goes by, he's learned to work on to not be such a strong critic of himself too much and to just go along with it. And I think that that's the great thing about the Fringe Festival is that it is kind of what it is, you know, and I think it's important to recognize yourself and to build that confidence. But it's okay to not always be confident. It's okay to be a little shaky here and there too. That's what makes the show what it is.
Yeah,
Don't have to be perfect, right?
No, in fact, like I said before, I'm lucky enough to have a background in improv, and that's one of the things you learn as an improviser is that you're going to make mistakes and to embrace that. In fact, you learn that audiences are not only forgiving, but they love that sign of humanity within their performers, that those mistakes can happen. And obviously also as a performer, when you make a mistake, it's a learning thing, right? You can learn from that. And, you know, sometimes those mistakes become serendipitous. They become parts of the show later on because you're like, wow, I messed up and said this instead of this, and I got a laugh, or like did the audience really just zoomed in on that? And so those little mishaps, those little mistakes are not necessarily things to get down on, but things to embrace and live with and go, this is part of the experience as a performer, as a producer, or whatever. And even as a producer, at that producer level, things go wrong, right? I don't think there's ever been a production of anything ever where something did not go wrong at some point.
Oh, go on.
And you just got to live with it.
Perfect all the time. What are you talking about? No,
as you're getting your camera fixed.
Yeah, right?
We're perfect.
As I was just going to say, well, this is just it, right? Like right now, we're tap dancing a little bit over here just to make sure, you know, but we got the camera on both of you, and that's the beauty of what we have here. And we got Dennis in-house that's already, you know, throwing wires around and unplugging this. So at the top of the hour, we'll fix that. But it's what you have to do. You can panic about it, or I could sit there and show the test screen and say, I don't know what's going on. Let's just keep the show going, and that's what we're doing.
Right.
But yeah, I think the improv is so important, you know, especially with the Fringe. But now there's some that are serious that have to be dead bang on.
Oh, sure.
That's certain performances that dictate. That's the guidelines, right?
Yeah, I mean, you know, I don't mean to keep going back to the same show, but I just watched it last night. And you had her on the radio with Jennifer Foster. Her show has a moment where your heart literally breaks. And so, like, that those are those moments, right? And you want to make sure you get to those moments and build up to them the right way. And then we want them to happen in the way that, you know, the audience is going to go, wow.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, she sort of, it brings you up, and then it kind of puts you in that little mellow, like, oh, really? Oh, what a shame. But then the gift is, how do you take a tragedy or something negative? Now we have to shift it. And, you know, if it's a death, you turn it into a remembrance or a celebration of the person. But you have that somber time that you really are sad. You just lost somebody, you know, and it's a sad moment. So now after we have this sad moment, we want to turn it back because, hey, this is a fun festival, and this is supposed to be a fun event. So you bring up something, well, you know, yeah, he was a pain in the neck anyhow, even though, you know what I mean? And then you make an icebreaker, and then just like that, you get at least, hopefully, one person to laugh, you know, and then say, yeah, well, I remember when he did this or he did that. See, now we're back to remembering somebody's life and celebrating someone's life. It wasn't always, you know, my mother and father too included. Not every day was utopia, but 99.9% of my days, I had a beautiful life growing up. But there were those times that didn't go so well. So you're able to, boom, shift it up to something, you know, that could really be, you know, important.
Well, and I think that's a good point. And I think a lot of shows that I've seen over the years at the Fringe, it's about that this is what happened. This is the adversity that I've gone through in life. And it's made me who I am now. It made me a stronger person. It made me a better person, or it's made me understand who I am as a human being better, or anything like that. And so I think that's one of the beautiful things about a lot of the more personal shows is that it's about that journey. It's not just about, you know, this horrible thing that happened or these struggles that I've had or whatever. It's about, and that's how I got here.
Right.
And that's a beautiful thing to see.
Well, sure it is. It's showing how, like you just said, how the journey made you stronger, made you wiser, and was able to get you to get back, pull up your bootstraps, as they say, and let's hit it, right?
Yeah, and I rarely wear boots.
Do you? Well, You don't ever have to worry about the bootstraps.
No.
So you never have a bad day.
That's right.
You're always up.
Flip-flops and you don't have a bad day. That's how it works.
That's the way it is. So let's talk about, we'll take this to the top of the hour, I think. Today is Friday, of course, the 26th. And already at 4 o'clock, you're going to start and you're going to have the gallery opening. The Fringe Central and gallery opening.
Yep.
And that's right at the main building?
Yes, that's at 15 Ziegler Court. You can come in, check out the art of the Fringe Show, buy tickets, buy buttons, T-shirts, whatever you want. Ask questions about the shows. The staff at Fringe Central all are very knowledgeable about what's happening tonight and all weekend. So, yeah.
Is there
please
like
feel
a
free to
pass
stop
you
in.
can get for the whole weekend?
There is. We do sell festival passes. They are, I believe, if I'm getting this correct, $95, which
That's
is
not bad at all.
It's a great deal if you're going to see a bunch of shows. In fact,
There you
we have one couple for sure that is planning on making a show every time slot during the festival, which is a lot.
Yeah.
That's a lot of work.
Yeah.
So then at 6 o'clock, we have Gender Reveal Party, which is a dance concert. And that's Dance Uprising is the name of the performer.
Yep, and they're at the Elgin Art Showcase, and they're a returning group. They came to us for the first time last year and did a show that was really interesting and innovative, really different things with movement. And so I'm really excited to see that show. I'm planning on seeing that one, I hope. We'll see. I try to see as many as I can.
Involved in that one?
Yeah, it's a good sized group. It's like 7 or 8 dancers.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah.
And then Percolate, which is done by Creative Motions, and that's in the green room.
Yep, at the showcase as well, which is on the 8th floor of the Elgin Public Building, I think it's called. I can't remember the name of the building.
Showcase building.
Yeah, this is where the showcase is. The 8th floor. Percolate, interestingly enough, was here in 2023, I believe, and they did it as a 20-minute show. And it's literally Julie, who's the dancer that runs the show, dancing to a mic'd up coffee percolator. So as the coffee percolates and speeds up, her dancing speeds up, and so it's really interesting. And so she's bringing that back as a full length show this year.
One person show.
Yes, and we have an award named after that show as well. Our Fringe Innovation Award that we give out every year is named the Percolator because she was the first person to win that award with that show.
Plus, it sounds like she left quite an impact.
Yeah, she's a phenomenal person.
Good. And then we're going to go to the Pheasant Story, and that's Meat Man Chronicles.
Yep. I have not met him quite yet. I'm looking forward to meeting the Meat Man. He seems like a very interesting character. He's got a mohawk, and he's apparently has a lot of pheasants. He raises a lot of pheasants, from what I hear.
Gotcha. And then Trust Exercises. Now, if you were reading along with me, it's spelled 2 ways. So it's kind of a twist on exorcist and exercise.
Yep. Oh, I interviewed him.
Okay.
It's Phil Gonzalez. I interviewed him. And the interesting thing about this show is it's kind of like he has 2 different scripts and he's not really going to know exactly which way it's going to go, but the message is still going to be there. So it's going to be an interesting show for sure.
Neat. So again, depending on how things go, he's going to make a change.
We're
back to that improv stuff.
He has a wheel that he spins, and so he doesn't know what he's going to talk about until the wheel stops. And
that's
stops on a story. Yeah,
I like that.
That's cool.
Okay. Then 7:30 we have Hall Pass, which is the Hall Pass Improv. It sounds like it's a one man band.
No, Hall Pass is an improv group, so there's going to be like 6 of them probably performing improv. I believe they're going to be doing long form improv at Habitat for Humanity, which is just down the street on Grove, right by the Jimmy John's. And so it's one of our great improv groups that we've got here, and they're fairly local.
And then How to Get an Appointment by Telephone is the Gay, Innocent, Heartless Theater.
Yes, and
that's a showcase.
This show is very interesting looking. I saw their tech rehearsal a little bit, so they're kind of a fusion of straight up theater combined with like these audio recordings that cause them to stop and kind of still frame into these interesting vignettes.
Okay.
So I'm very curious to see the full show because it just seems very creative and different.
That does sound kind of unique, right?
Yeah.
Well, again, that's what this is. You want to show your uniqueness.
Mm-hmm.
So we got La Triana. I don't know what the heck that is.
I'm not sure.
La Triana.
Oh, La Tirania El Cid.
El Cid.
Yes,
right.
I'm sorry, my Spanish is terrible. Yeah, it's a Spanish punk group.
Yeah, punk and roll nostalgia.
Right, playing at the Martini Room.
Okay.
Yeah.
That should be a good show.
Yeah, it should be a great show.
Songs Without Words.
Mm-hmm. The Jennifer Foster Show, which we've talked about quite a bit already,
Yeah.
which is about the Mendelsohn siblings.
And that's going to be at the theater, SSSA Theater.
Right, which is right upstairs from Fringe Central at Side Street Studio Arts.
Oh, okay. And then we have a short
showcase, eh?
Thank you very much.
No problem.
And that's a PG-13 show at the Backspace.
Yep, which is also at Side Street Studio Arts upstairs. That is 3 shows. They're 20-minute shows. You get all 3 for the price of 1 ticket. You've got Cutthroat Improv doing an improv show. You've got Creature Feature, which is a spoof on like an old Hollywood
Slapdash Players.
Yeah, from Slapdash Players. Yeah,
Okay.
it's an old timey like monster movie, but comedy.
Nice.
And then Plucky Rosenthal doing Vintage Tunes Modern Gal, I believe is the name of her show, and it's a comedy music show.
Man, you got these down. I know you're the boss over there, but you got these down pretty good, man.
I do my best to remember everything.
Great job. And then we've got Short Showcase B, another PG-13. You got 3 groups there.
Yep.
Amazing Adventures of 2 Newbies.
2 NBs.
2 NBs.
Yep, and that's they're doing some circus and performance with that.
Okay.
And then that's also, like I said, a showcase. So that's 3 shows for 1. So you have them, and then you have Mike Chernoff doing his spoken word poetry, which is kind of like what you mentioned earlier.
Yes.
And then Jeff doing the music at the end. Different every time. And he's got a whole wild setup. He's got like keyboard, guitar. It's almost like a one-man band, but without the whole get-up.
All the stuff on.
Yeah.
The cymbals in between.
Yeah,
the lines.
he doesn't have like a drum on his back or anything.
Okay. And then we have 9 o'clock.
9 o'clock.
Appalachian Songcatcher by Hannah Sage.
Yeah, and she actually is getting in town today, so I haven't actually gotten to meet her yet. But it's about using music to tell your story about your life and stuff like that. And she's from Appalachia, so it's going to be really interesting and kind of guessing kind of
maybe
homey.
a little twangy.
Yeah, in a very like country way. Yeah. Not like deep South twang, but like Appalachian twang.
I got you.
Yeah.
Bubbles and Boxes. That's Molly Surowitz.
Mm-hmm. And that's her doing a one person-ish show because her son shows up at the end of the show, I believe. But talking about her and her sons and their life and how on their perspectives on that. And I think she was on the radio at one point.
She was it was the first one I interviewed.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Late night morning show.
Yep, that one's an improv show. That's the idea is that it is a morning news show that is so bad that they record it the night before, and so they do an improv show based around the different structures of a morning news show. There's a weather segment, sports segment, anchors, all that.
This is kind of neat. I'm making all kinds of faces at Matt and Nick over here, so I'm trying to make them laugh, and they're doing a good job. Pajama Stories for Adults, which is Marie Cooney Stories.
Yes. This is another one. It's a little bit like Trust Exercises, and you don't know what you're going to get storytelling-wise. She's got a bunch of different pajamas, I guess, and then like story titles that she has on a wall, and she has the audience pick one, and whatever they pick, she tells a story associated with that thing.
Nice.
And so it's a great show in that sense.
Okay, and then we got Spectra.
Yep.
In a Martini Room.
Yep. Spectra's another band playing in the Martini Room. It's going to be a great show.
And then is it timey-wimey stuff. Timey-wimey stuff.
Yeah.
Midlife Crisis of Time, Traveling Space, Archaeologist.
Yeah, from Victoria Montalbano, who did the Fringe 3 or 4 years ago with her show based off of.
She was on yesterday.
She was on yesterday. Okay.
Yeah, they had Dennis did the interview.
Yeah, and she takes like nerd culture. Like this one's in reference with Doctor Who. Her original show was
Who?
Yes, exactly, Doctor Who.
Gotcha. All right, that's that thing. Victoria Montalbano.
Mm-hmm.
Dennis couldn't say Montalbano, so I was trying to tell him it's like Ricardo Montalban, but just add a little bit some more. You remember Ricardo Montalban?
Yeah, he was
the movie, The Plane.
The Man with the Golden Gun.
That could be that too.
Yeah.
All right, great. Listen, this is a great show. We got Nick over here, and Nick is just taking us all the way down. He knows every one of these acts, as he should. He's the guy in charge. So it's Nick Montaragas, We got McNeil in here. We're going to hopefully fix our camera. But you know what? We don't need a camera. As long as you see those two guys, that's the important part. So stay with us. WRMN 1410 right here in Studio 14. And we'll catch you in just a bit.
Most people out here think that taking care of one another is important. And most people would step up for a neighbor going through a tough time. Most people around here help out friends and family when they need it. But the funny thing is, most of us won't look for help when we need it. If you're struggling with mental health, you should know that there are resources out there that can help. And it's okay to talk about it if you need to. One place to get started with information is loveyourmindtoday.org. Loveyourmindtoday.org offers a range of guides, instructions, and insights for dealing with difficult situations or getting through a tough time. If you're struggling with mental health, get the help you need, because most people out here really care. Visit loveyourmindtoday.org. That's loveyourmindtoday.org. Brought to you by the Huntsman Mental Health Institute and the Ad Council.
Your hometown radio station since 1949. We are WRMN AM 1410, Elgin time, 3 o'clock.
I'm Trey Westerberg on 1410 WRMN Elgin, proudly serving the Fox River Valley. This update brought to you by Centos. The ghosts of Oswego's past will come to life on October 2nd when the popular Oswego Cemetery Walk returns. Reservations have opened for the event set from 5:30 to 8:30 p.m. at the Oswego Township Cemetery on South Main Street. Participants are required to make a reservation with tickets costing $10 per person. Several Oswego historical figures, including Civil War-era residents Charles Murdoch, a local elected official, and his teenage son Alfred X, who was killed in action during the war, will be featured this year. YouTube will offer creators a way to rejoin the streaming platform if they were banned for violating then COVID-19 and election misinformation policies. Attorneys for its parent company Alphabet said the decision to bring back banned accounts reflected the company's commitment to free speech. It said the company values conservative voices on its platform and recognizes their reach and important role in civic discourse. The Elgin Area School District U46 Board on Monday approved a $963.2 million spending plan for fiscal year 2026. The Daily Herald reports it represents a 27% increase over the previous year's spending, largely driven by $186 million in capital expenditures for the Unite U46 initiative that will fund major projects including the new middle school under construction in Elgin, as well as additions and renovations at Kimball and Kenyon Woods middle schools and several elementary schools. The improvements were funded through the district borrowing $179 million in bonds that voters approved in April 2023 and using money from reserves and other sources. A person is in custody after a reported robbery on Wednesday at the Meyer gas station in Bolingbrook. Police responded to the gas station just before 7 a.m. Wednesday for a report of a robbery. Police say the offender had fled westbound on foot, which prompted a large police response to the area west of the Meyer gas station. Police used canines, drone surveillance, citizen tips, and a perimeter, and the offender was taken into custody without incident shortly after 8 a.m. near Moore Drive and Monet Circle. I'm Trey Westerberg on 1410 WRMN Elgin, proudly serving the Fox River Valley.
Morning, Zoe. Got donuts.
Jeff Bridges, why are you still living above our garage?
Well, I dig the mattress, and I want to be in a T-Mobile commercial like you. Teach me, Saldana.
Oh, no, I'm not really prepared. I couldn't possibly. At T-Mobile, get the new iPhone 17 Pro. On them, it's designed to be the most powerful iPhone yet and has the ultimate Pro camera system.
Wow, impressive. Let me try. T-Mobile is the best place to get iPhone 17 Pro because they've got the best network.
Nice, Jeffrey.
You heard them. T-Mobile is the best place to get the new iPhone 17 Pro on us with eligible trade-in in any condition.
So, what are we having for lunch?
Dude, my work here is done.
24-monthly bill credits on experience beyond for well-qualified customers plus tax and $35 device connection charge. Credits end and balance due if you pay off earlier. Cancel finance agreement iPhone 17 Pro 256 gigs $1,099.99 and new line minimum $100 plus a month plan with auto pay plus taxes and fees required. Best mobile network in the U.S. based on analysis by Oak Cliff Speed Test Intelligence data 1/2025. Visit T-Mobile.com.
I'm Trey Westerberg on 1410 WRMN Elgin, proudly serving the Fox River Valley. This update brought to you by Centos. The Elgin Area School District U46 Board on Monday approved a $963.2 million spending plan for fiscal year 2026. The Daily Herald reports it represents a 27% increase over the previous year's spending, largely driven by $186 million in capital expenditures for the Unite U46 initiative that will fund major projects including the new middle school under construction in Elgin, as well as additions and renovations at Kimball and Kenyon Woods middle schools and several elementary schools. The improvements were funded through the district borrowing $179 million in bonds that voters approved in April 2023 and using money from reserves and other sources. A person is in custody after a reported robbery on Wednesday at the Meyer gas station in Bolingbrook. Police responded to the gas station just before 7 a.m. Wednesday for a report of a robbery. Police say the offender had fled westbound on foot, which prompted.
This is Sarah Silver with your Fox Valley forecast. This afternoon, sunny with a high near 82, with temperatures falling to around 80. Tonight, clear with patchy fog after 1 a.m. and a low around 55. Tomorrow, patchy fog before 10 a.m., then sunny with a high near 85, with temperatures falling to around 82 in the afternoon. Currently, it is 81 with clear skies. I'm Sarah Silver on the Talk of the Town, WRMN.
Progressive's Auto Quote Explorer lets you easily compare direct rates from different insurance companies, so you can be confident you're getting the right one, even if it's not with Progressive. Way more confident than you were when you tried online gaming. Who knew 12-year-old boys could be so mean? And where did they learn to swear like that? 2 hours of losing to these underage trash talkers, and you're starting to question if maybe you really should stick to pickleball and other boomer stuff. So use Progressive's Auto Quote Explorer and be confident you're getting insurance that's right for you. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you...
The Supplemental Security Income Program provides monthly payments to help meet basic needs, like putting food on the table, paying the rent, or buying new shoes for growing feet. You may qualify if your income and financial resources are low, and you are 65 or older, or an adult or child with a disability, or who is blind. Call 1-800-772-1213 or go to ssa.gov/SSI to start to apply. Produced by Social Security at U.S. taxpayer expense.
Are you prepared for an emergency or disaster? Because it's not a matter of if, but when. Don't find yourself saying,
I'll trust water bottles and a flashlight to save the day, but I'll be proved wrong.
With a tornado approaching, I'll realize that I lack a wheelchair-accessible shelter.
When the floodwaters rise, I'll be up in the attic with 20 cans of beans. It's a recipe for disaster.
Let's prepare so we all have a better story to tell. Get started at ready.gov/older adults. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
Dino's Night Out on WRMN. It's the talk of the town, so come on and listen now. It's Dino's Night Out on WRMN 1410.
And we are back. Dino's Night Out, right here, WRMN in Studio 14. Got a great guest. His name is Nick. Nick is from the Fringe Fest. We also got Matt, although he's not pictured right now. But Dennis was able to get my camera all fixed up. So let's go back and we're going to talk to Nick while Matt's absent. And we didn't get all the way through our list, what's playing for today. So I'm going to go ahead and read some of those names again, or some of the acts rather. But the one that's kind of cool is Late Night Morning Show. But Mr. Modest, he didn't want to talk about how he's in it. So Nick, you're in that show.
I am, along with a very good cast of improvisers.
Okay. Well, just a brief little, what's the show about?
So like
Can you tell us?
It's a morning show. It's a morning news show, but in the guise of that we're recording it the night before because we're not very good at our jobs as morning newscasters. And so there are different segments like weather and sports and an advice section and stuff like that. And it's all improvised. So we're making it up as we go. So we have no idea what's going to happen.
I like that.
Yeah.
Sounds good. So we're going to go to 10:30. 10:30, you've got Bay Creek. Mm-hmm. And that's the Miller Conspiracy.
Yeah.
And that's a PG-13, but go ahead.
Yep. At the Elgin Public House. That one is an interesting take. It's a one-person show that takes place basically in a police interview. And so he's the person performing is being interviewed by an audio of a police officer questioning him, and it's about like downstate Illinois crime families. It's very interesting.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
that sounds pretty cool, actually. And then you've got Cracks by Claire Lockmuller.
Yes.
And that's at the SSSA Theater. So go ahead.
And that one's a great show about an individual and their journey to embrace who they are as a person through their life and growing up. And what's interesting is that Claire is here in Elgin for the first time, but part of her journey was going to Marmion Academy in North Aurora, and so that was a little bit of a surprise that I found out in her tech rehearsal when she mentioned Marmion Academy. I was like, oh wow, that's cool,
neat.
Yeah.
And then at the Showcase Theater, we've got Jonathan James doing Gods, a musical rampage.
Yeah, and so this is a preview of a brand new play that's going to be going up at some point. So it's a preview of the first half of the play.
Is it multiples or one man play?
It's multiple actors.
Okay.
So they're giving you a full preview. Yeah.
Okay, well that's kind of neat.
Yeah.
And then over at the Martini Room, we have Jared McLeod as Jared McLeod.
Yep.
Stand-up comedian.
Music.
Oh, music.
Music. Yeah. Jared is a musician.
Okay.
I believe Matt interviewed Jared at one point.
Did you interview Jared, Matt?
Jared McLeod?
Yeah.
Yes, I did.
Tell us about it.
Yeah, so he is doing
Since you decided to join us
Yes,
again.
I know. I was working on something.
Yeah.
In the back.
I know. We're all doing that. Go ahead.
Yeah, so he has quite the experience when it comes to being in the industry of music and playing music and singing and all that stuff too. So from what I can remember, I don't have my phone with me. Sonar took it for a sec. I had some notes, but I know that he is playing at the Martini Room. He's never been there before. I told him, not only is it a great place to play, but get the espresso martini if you haven't. And he said, yes, I'm going to try to do that. So,
very good.
But
Drink tips included. How you like that?
There you go. Yeah. So he's had quite the experience. There's a lot that you can find on Jared online. I had mentioned a little earlier that, it said, in the past, he was a pretty harsh critic on himself and how he would, do his performances. He'd let a lot of things bother him like that, which I'm kind of the same way too. But then, of course, that's part of his personality, and that's what makes the show unique also. And so.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
And then Night Moose.
Night Moose is another local improv group. In fact, they perform at the Arcata a lot. But they're just a great local long-form improv group. They're going to be performing their signature style, which is called The Moose.
At the Habitat for Humanity.
At Habitat for Humanity.
Beautiful. And then the last one for the evening, which is Windy, actually not for the evening because 10:30, they're all going off at the same time. Windy City Weekend with House Ablaze.
Yep.
And that's a burlesque show over at SSSA Backspace.
Correct, yeah. So that's House Ablaze has been with us, I think, 3 or 4 years now performing burlesque, and they're back this year at the Backspace, and they always bring a great group of local burlesque performers. It's great. They run their own classes. They have burlesque classes that they offer, so if you're interested in learning to dance burlesque, you can take classes with House Ablaze, and then they showcase all of these great folks who've learned how to do burlesque.
And he looked at me and laughed. Did you see that, Matt?
He
looked right at me.
You too could learn to dance burlesque.
Yeah, he looked right
That'd
at
be
me
fun.
and like
That would be a lot of
snickered.
fun.
I guess I could give it a try. I don't know. Hell,
I might try it.
I'd try just about anything. Just about anything. All right. Well, listen, you get a good chance to see some of these shows in advance, right? Practice shows or what have you.
Yeah, so a lot of the shows run tech rehearsals during the week. And so I sit in at least for a little bit of time during each tech rehearsal when I can. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not going to ask you to tell me which one do you think is better than the other.
I wouldn't tell you.
Because it's not fair.
Right.
Number one.
Yeah.
But number two, one is probably better than the other. And in its own way, it's a different show.
Right.
So how can you put them all together? How many shows again? What do you got? 35 shows. Yeah. That means 35 performances of the same shows or 35 separate shows?
35 different shows with multiple performances, yeah.
Okay.
It's a lot.
That's a real lot.
Yeah.
So, and you got all these different styles of artistry.
Yes.
How do you identify which one's the best.
Right. And
Do they do that now at the end of the Fringe Fest? Is there like a standout performer?
we do an audience vote. So the audience, we have QR codes at every venue, and everybody can scan the QR code and leave a review and vote for their favorite show of the festival. And that is one of the awards we give out at the end of the festival is the audience favorite award.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Huh. Now, anybody, if you just go to one show, for instance,
Mm-hmm.
you know, you're my cousin, so I'm going to your show.
Sure.
And I just put your name down.
Yeah, you could win based on that. It doesn't usually happen that way, but that is
No,
a
I'm just
possibility.
saying. So
Yeah.
it's not as if they have to view all the show.
No, that would be impossible. I mean,
Not even all the shows, but
it'd be impossible to see all the shows. It literally is. I can't do it, and I go to see every show I can.
well, you have the at least the beauty of being able to see the practice performances.
Yes.
But what sticks out? Anything sticking out that you can't wait to see?
Man, that's a hard question.
Just based on the name of the show, not necessarily
There's-
what you've seen.
There's nothing I'm not looking forward to seeing, I guess is the way to put it. I like one of the things I do during the festival is I try to stay open and really just let myself experience the shows because I never know what's going to hit me. I have my preferences, but at the same time, this festival specifically has a way of making me feel like a fool for having those preferences. And that's kind of incredible.
Yeah. Well, me, I like to I like to laugh.
Mm-hmm.
Like my daughter just went to that Fright Fest.
Oh,
over at
yeah?
Six Flags. Yeah.
Oh, fun. Oh, I went when I was a very little kid. I didn't like it.
Yeah.
at the time.
And I
was so young.
I can't imagine paying the money that they charge for those tickets to have the heck scared out of you. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
It's just not my thing. Now, I know there's people that like that. I dig the theatrics of it all, what it takes to, get the makeup and all the thing like that. But to go to be scared, that's not me. I like to go to a nice show. I got to be honest, yours really intrigues me because
you.
it's the morning show, and I'm a big fan of WGN, WGN News, and then what we do here. So maybe there's a parallel there. So that's why when I heard that name, I said, well, you know what? And I had no idea because Mr. Modest, I didn't even know you were in that show.
I mean, I'm barely in it. There are so many other people. I'm not even the director of the show, so it's, it's a fun show. I enjoy performing in it, but, it's more about the other performers than it is about me.
It's always that way, right?
Yeah,
because that's the way you are.
It's the way it should be.
As it should be. Yeah. No, but you are. You're the in charge of the whole program, and I like the way every time we have you on, you do have that nice, humble attitude where it's like you can't wait to see what's going to come up next. And it's never about you. It's not like, oh, I'm doing this and I'm doing that. It's the company's doing this. We're all doing that, and I like that.
Yeah, and I mean, I think that's important. As somebody who's running a festival, that people put their hearts and souls into their individual pieces. Like for me to make it about me is not right. But also as an improviser, it's the idea of it with improv. You have to throw out your ego.
Yeah.
Because it's about what you build with the people on stage with you, not what you build by yourself.
Are you marking down these notes, Matt, about putting your ego to the side?
Me? Oh, stop.
I just like to mess with Matt. So, Matt, you saw the list of the different shows.
Yeah.
Which one are you kind of looking forward to?
Oh, my goodness, the creature feature.
Yeah,
sounds pretty good because I interviewed Stephen Pickering. He came into the station here, and he's a very well experienced actor, and he's also doing the directing, and so that's pretty exciting there too. And he's a fun guy. He's a very personable, fun guy. And I remember one of the questions I asked him. I said was, is there anything in particular when it comes to acting that you discovered about yourself and your own personality that you never discovered before? And he goes, well, to be honest, for most of my time, I didn't even really know what my personality was because I had done acting for so long. So, I thought that was kind of an interesting thing that he had
what
said.
a fair statement that is. I mean, that's when you're an actor, who are you? You're so sometimes, enthralled in learning all about this topic, person, or whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
What is your real character?
Yeah. If you're used to doing acting, you're playing a bunch of different characters or you're directing. And, especially when you do it for a long time, sometimes you can think to yourself, now who am I as a person? Because I'm so used to doing acting and I'm able, to make myself become this character. But who am I? And so those kind of questions can be tedious at time to ask, but I'm sure there have been many shows that do particularly ask those questions on who am I, who do I want to become, and that's what a show could be about. And so, there's a lot of that. So.
Yeah, and their own personal expression
right
is what makes it unique, which is what the whole Fringe Fest is all about.
Yep.
Yeah.
So what other questions did you have for Nick before?
Well, I want to go a little bit back in time and ask you, what got you interested in acting and directing? And, did it start when you were really young? Was it an influence from your parents or was it from school or friends? What kind of got you interested in this?
So this is going to show my age a little bit, but when I was young, when Comedy Central first came out as a channel on television, they would play the original British Whose Line Is It Anyway? Like the real old ones. And I absolutely fell in love with that show. So I discovered that, and then I started watching like the old 1970s SNL episodes because they were playing those as well at that time on Comedy Central. And at some point as a child, I told myself, I want to grow up to be Bill Murray. Which is not somebody like Bill Murray, but I wanted to grow up to be Bill Murray, which is the weirdest thing a child could think. So I always wanted to do that, and I've done a few things in life. I didn't go to college for theater or anything, but then kind of late 20s, early 30s, I was like, I've always wanted to do improv. I always wanted to perform, and I had never really taken that step to do it. And so I finally just was like, you know what, I'm going to do it. And so I started taking improv classes and just kind of went from there, started doing plays, took more classes, learned how to write sketch comedy, things like that. And so it became a thing. And then getting into producing was just like the next step where it was like, I want to make these things and nobody else is going to make them if I don't. And so it just kind of happened. And so then that brought me to producing a show at the Elgin Fringe and going, this is a cool thing, to producing more shows at the Elgin Fringe, to eventually starting to work for the Fringe. And that's how I got here.
Very cool. Now, how long have you been with the Elgin Fringe Fest?
Since 2020, the end of 2019. The first Fringe Festival I was working on was the 2020 festival when COVID happened, and so we had to go virtual. So it was, welcome on board, the sky is falling, and trying to navigate that time and adjust on the fly, and every week having a different strategy to kind of figure out how we could still have a festival. So it was a real trial by fire that year.
Good. Now, as a director, have you ever come across a specific act where they're in the process of getting ready for their performance, or they're kind of in the night before, and something isn't working right with their show? They're like, I don't know, this isn't really working. And then have you ever given a suggestion to them before the show starts on what to do, and then it kind of blends in with the show?
That's a good question. I try not to freely give my opinion on things, right? Some people ask for advice if they need it. It's more like fitting the show into the space. That kind of happens. But I don't go around being like, oh, you should do this. I might, after the festival, go, you should take this show to other festivals. But I try to let the artists kind of figure those things out on their own. And a lot of times they do, or we can have discussions if they want to have a discussion about it. But a lot of that time is just kind of figuring things out. And it's usually small details, like the minutia. It's not, by the time they're here, they know what their show is or what they want their show to be. And so they've got kind of more of that idea. And so I've never had to really go, oh, you should do this instead. It might be like, oh, maybe you should move the chair over here. And they're like, oh yeah, that totally makes sense. And they move the chair over there. Things like that, the small stuff happens, but it's never like me going, oh, you really need to change this into this.
Yeah.
But with your background, people would be, are they more to ask you the question and then will you offer, or do you like, hey man, this is your show, or do you try to help them if they're looking for the help?
So if they ask for help, I'm more than happy to help. It's kind of weird. So I was a high school teacher for a long time, and I was very much a teacher who was like, I need you to figure this out on your own if you can, because you're going to remember how to do it better that way. And so
you're one of those guys, you don't know how to spell a word, go get the dictionary.
Right. I'm like,
if I knew how to spell the word, I'd find it.
Like I would have students who'd ask me a question, and I would respond to their question with a question to try to get them to figure it out.
Right.
It was never well, then you're going to fail kind of thing. It was, I want to see you try this and figure it out, and if you can, that's great. If I do need to help you, I will. But I take that into everything I do, and I want to see people kind of gain that traction, because it helps create that ability to be a better show producer by being able to figure out those problems on your own by problem solving. Obviously, I don't want any shows to fail. I don't want any shows to be a disaster if they don't have to be. But I'm also not going to be like telling people what to do. It's more of if you need me to help guide you, that's fine. I will. I'll help you out. But I need to know that you feel you need it, because I don't want to step on toes.
Yeah, and if someone has a path, you could be getting them into the wrong path with your suggestion.
Right.
Because you don't have all the information.
Exactly. Yeah.
So to give quick advice, like, well, do you think I should do this or that? Well, where are you going with it first?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's coaching is good.
Right.
And coaching is great. But I think maybe that boost of confidence and say, well, what do you think it needs to be done?
Yeah.
And what are you questioning?
And a lot of times when people ask a question like that, it's they just need somebody to say the thing they're already thinking.
Right.
Which is fine.
Yeah. They want that little vote of confidence.
Right.
So you've done obviously the acting, you've done directing and producing. Producing and directing are two separate different things.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But explain what the differences are for people who really don't understand.
So directing is the actual laying out and designing of the show, right? Whether it's a written piece or not, they're the one that has the vision of what it's going to look like on stage. Whereas the producer is the person that is making sure that it's being promoted and it has a space to perform in and ticket sales are up and all of this, the behind the scenes stuff. That's the job of the producer. And so I've done
making all the
those.
contacts and
trying to make sure the audience will show up to a show, those kind of things.
Which do you prefer?
Directing. I think anybody that says they prefer producing is probably a masochist.
That's gotta be a lot.
It's a brutal job.
Because I lay all my producing right on top of Matt, and he gets it all done for me, 1, 2, 3. But he's got a knack. He's very organized. He's got a nice, method to the way he does it. Very methodical.
Sure.
So I take my hat off to anybody that produces. Dennis, the same thing. Of course, Dennis teaches a school. So it's interesting. Yeah, I figured you would like the directing a little better. You have more control of one specific thing, and you don't have to worry. Even though you have control of everything as a producer, your responsibility is just to worry about one good thing.
Well, then the beauty of directing is it's about vision and seeing something as a whole, right? And I think that's something that people don't think about when they think about directing. They think about, finding those little details in something. But directing it's more about what is this going to look like as a whole thing, right? How do we go from point A to point B, point C, and make sure that it all feels like it's part of the same thing?
It's that mind canvas that you're putting out for everybody else.
Yep.
And then you may have I would think as a director, you may have a plan of what you really want to see, but then as it plays out or someone even makes a misstep or something, it's like, you know what, that fits a little bit better.
Yeah, and then those adjustments are super important, and that goes back to improv and the idea of, if something happens, it's a gift, and you take it and you work with it.
But and that's improv, but I think it speaks more for what appears to be the type of person you are. You're inclusive.
I try to be.
It's not yes or no. It's all right, let's see how we can make that work. And, you try and blend it.
Yeah, I mean, well, and, we don't really live in a binary world in the sense that there's only one way of doing things. And so being open to the different paths that you can take is important.
Yeah, I like working that way. I like that comfortable feeling where everyone has a voice, but not towards too much of a voice. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, I got it. Let's see if we can incorporate it. But then, do you want to be the director? That's what you ask them at that point.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah, we got, okay. So, you know what? We're a couple of minutes away to the bottom of the hour. Let's talk about, once again, 15 is the address. And if people want to get their tickets, they can get passes for, today is Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Yep.
It's a group pass you have out. If you just want to get tickets for the particular shows, do they have to go to your place and get the tickets?
Yes, they need to go to Fringe Central to pick up tickets, 15 Ziegler Court. And the reason we do that is because then we make sure you're prepared, right? We make sure you have your ticket, your button, everything to go with it. We have programs there so you can see other shows that are available. And it's also a place where a lot of the artists hang out between shows. And so you can meet artists there. You can kind of chit-chat with them, hang out, have a good time, see art. It's a great spot.
Nice. Yeah, not only the art on the wall, but you're getting to meet the performers, which is a neat thing. So going to your place again, that's 15, what's the name of the street?
Ziegler Court.
Ziegler Court. I knew I'd get it. All right, listen, we got Nick in the studio here, Nick Mataragas, and just a great conversation about this year's 2025 Elgin Fringe Festival. So it's going to be a really big show. I don't think you're going to want to miss it. I think that this is something that's an experience you have to dive into. So I don't know if it's going to be tonight, Saturday, or Sunday, but I'm going to get out there. I'm hoping to catch that morning show act.
Great.
That's my hope. So hey, we'll be back in just a little bit. This is Dino's Night Out right here at 14 Douglas, Studio 14. Nick Mataragas and Matt McNeil in studio with us. We'll be back very shortly. Thank you.
I'm Trey Westerberg on 1410 WRMN Elgin, proudly serving the Fox River Valley. This update brought to you by Centos. The ghosts of Oswego's past will come to life on October 2nd when the popular Oswego Cemetery Walk returns. Reservations have opened for the event set from 5:30 to 8:30 p.m. at the Oswego Township Cemetery on South Main Street. Participants are required to make a reservation with tickets costing $10 per person. Several Oswego historical figures, including Civil War-era residents Charles Murdoch, a local elected official, and his teenage son Alfred X, who was killed in action during the war, will be featured this year. YouTube will offer creators a way to rejoin the streaming platform if they were banned for violating then COVID-19 and election misinformation policies. Attorneys for its parent company Alphabet said the decision to bring back banned accounts reflected the company's commitment to free speech. It said the company values conservative voices on its platform and recognizes their reach and important role in civic discourse. The Elgin Area School District U46 Board on Monday approved a $963.2 million spending plan for fiscal year 2026. The Daily Herald reports it represents a 27% increase over the previous year's spending, largely driven by $186 million in capital expenditures for the Unite U46 initiative that will fund major projects including the new middle school under construction in Elgin, as well as additions and renovations at Kimball and Kenyon Woods middle schools and several elementary schools. The improvements were funded through the district borrowing $179 million in bonds that voters approved in April 2023 and using money from reserves and other sources. A person is in custody after a reported robbery on Wednesday at the Meyer gas station in Bolingbrook. Police responded to the gas station just before 7 a.m. Wednesday for a report of a robbery. Police say the offender had fled westbound on foot, which prompted a large police response to the area west of the Meyer gas station. Police used canines, drone surveillance, citizen tips, and a perimeter, and the offender was taken into custody without incident shortly after 8 a.m. near Moore Drive and Monet Circle. I'm Trey Westerberg on 1410 WRMN Elgin, proudly serving the Fox River Valley.
Morning, Zoe. Got donuts.
Jeff Bridges, why are you still living above our garage?
Well, I dig the mattress, and I want to be in a T-Mobile commercial like you. Teach me, Saldana.
Oh, no, I'm not really prepared. I couldn't possibly. At T-Mobile, get the new iPhone 17 Pro. On them, it's designed to be the most powerful iPhone yet and has the ultimate pro camera system.
Wow, impressive. Let me try. T-Mobile is the best place to get iPhone 17 Pro because they've got the best network.
Nice, Jeffrey.
You heard them. T-Mobile is the best place to get the new iPhone 17 Pro on us with eligible trade-in in any condition.
So, what are we having for lunch?
Dude, my work here is done.
The 24-monthly bill credits on experience beyond for well-qualified customers plus tax and $35 device connection charge. Credits end and balance due if you pay off earlier. Cancel finance agreement iPhone 17 Pro, 256 gigs, $1,099.99 and new line minimum $100 plus plus a month plan with autopay plus taxes and fees required. Best mobile network in the U.S. based on analysis by Oak Globe Speed Test Intelligence data 1H2025. Visit T-Mobile.com.
This is Larry Jones, and I'd like to talk to you about my bank, American Eagle Bank in South Elgin. Has your bank changed names in the last 10 years? Is your bank another faceless branch with headquarters in another city? Are you tired of earning next to nothing on your savings account or certificates of deposit, or does your personal banker treat you like a stranger? If you answered yes to any of those questions, then you're ready for a new banking experience, and American Eagle is the place for you. American Eagle is a locally owned independent bank that's rooted in the community, and American Eagle customers are greeted by name and treated with the respect that they deserve. American Eagle has an innovative program, Eagle Savings, that teaches your children to save while earning prizes and rewards. American Eagle offers great rates on certificates of deposit. My bank is located in South Elgin on Randall Road between the Target and Caputo's and is open Monday through Saturday. Give them a call at 847-742-7400, and a real person will answer the phone. American Eagle Bank, a place where you matter.
This is Sarah Silver with your Fox Valley forecast. This afternoon, sunny with a high near 84, with temperatures falling to around 81. Tonight, patchy fog after 1 a.m., clear with a low around 55. Tomorrow, patchy fog before 10 a.m., then sunny with a high near 85, with temperatures falling to around 82 in the afternoon. Currently, it is 82 with clear skies. I'm Sarah Silver on the Talk of the Town, WRMN.
Find what you love, love what you find. A Total Wine and More. There's so much waiting for you. Spirits and beer, thousands of wines. Walk right through the door. It's all here to explore. With guides in the know and prices so low, it just might blow your mind. You're gonna find what you love and love what you find.
Drink responsibly, B21.
And we are back. We're talking Fringe Fest. We're talking with Nick. But the reason why I'm delayed over here is that darn Dalton. Dalton's asking me this and asking me that, throwing my timing off when I'm trying to have a nice conversation with Nick Mataragas. And Nick Mataragas is the producer for the Elgin Fringe Festival 2025. And he's been doing this now since 2019, 2020, the COVID days. So talk about a challenge. Could you imagine having to do this and coordinate everybody through, what do you call it?
Through the virtual,
the
virtual festival,
stuff?
yeah.
Yeah, that would really be something.
It was interesting because it was a lot of artists who didn't know much about video recording, and trying to record shows. So it was a wild time.
Yeah, I can imagine,
Yeah.
right? Oh, my gosh. So, we were walking down the path of who you got performing, when and where. I know we did Friday. Saturday is pretty much a mirror of Friday from what I'm looking at.
There are a few shows that are coming in on Saturday. I think that we won't have had until then. I believe Ambo Dance Theater has their show Mimi debuting on Saturday.
Okay.
Which is going to be a really interesting piece about a woman's journey through life and different takes in that, but through dance. And they're a really great group. They do some really interesting stuff with
And
dance.
things open up at 11 a.m., I'm seeing. Is
On
that
Saturday,
correct?
yes. And then our first performance, I believe, is at 3.
3 p.m.
Yeah, Saturdays are a long day. It goes all day long.
All day.
Yeah, so Ambo, I think, starts then, I believe, on
You
Saturday
got
also.
Appalachian, you got the expiration date,
Mhm.
how to get appointments by telephone.
Yep.
Comedy, I assume.
Mhm.
Short showcase.
Yes.
Which has got the three folks, Creature Feature, Unpredictable and Unforgettable Improv, and Vintage Tunes, Modern Gal.
Yeah.
4:30, we go right into Hall Pass. And then we got Short Show Showcase, which is the amazing adventures of two NBs. We got different every time. And then we have streaming useless through streaming useless thought machine. That was definitely thoughtless there. Okay, and then at 6 o'clock, we have the comedy dance from Chicago. We got Night Moose Improv, Percolate, and then we have Timey Wimey Stuff, the midlife crisis of a time-traveling space archaeologist. And that was the one that Dennis interviewed, Victoria Mantovano. And 7:30 p.m., live from the shallow end of the gene pool, it's Mobius Theater. Is that the right way to say that?
Yep.
All right.
Yeah.
Then we have The Pheasant Story, and that's the Meantime Chronicles. PG-13, a role-playing and improv comedy. That's also at 7:30. And then the Trust Exercises, kind of a play on the words. And we also have Windy City Weekend with House Ablaze. That's your 7:30 shows. 9 o'clock, we got Kefiando, show the stand-up comedy in Espanol. And we got Cracks, Break Your Mother's Back. And then it's the expiration date. And then we got Gods, which is a musical rampage. Mick Garankle, is that it? McGarnacle. And then we got Mimi. That's an Ambo Dance Theater. 10:30, the last show of the Saturday. Fringe Fest is not left of the Fringe Fest, but for Saturday is Almost Closing Party.
Yep, and that's actually not a show; it's a party.
Oh, it's a party.
Yeah, it's something we started a few years back. And Saturday's such a long day.
I bet it is.
We're 3/4 of the way through the festival by the end of Saturday, and so we decided that instead of having a 10:30 show at any of the venues, we would have a party where people could just come and hang out and decompress from the festival, and just take a real quick breath before that last day of Sunday. So you get all of the technicians and the artists and all the staff and volunteers. They all get together. We hang out at the public house.
Guests, the people that have attended.
Anybody with a fringe button can come,
Oh, wow.
And we just kind of relax and unwind. And it goes back to this kind of weird tradition of performers who, a lot of times at the end of the night, and this was back when things were still open 24 hours, would go to like a 24-hour diner after shows and just drink coffee and decompress and just have a time to take space to relax and be like, okay, that happened.
Get a little pat on the back here and there for your performance.
Yeah, and just
and
kind
that
of
means
chill.
a lot, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, it totally means a lot. It's something that I always loved when I was performing more regularly. I would do a show at 10 o'clock, and then at midnight we'd go to like an IHOP or a Denny's and just sit there and be. And so that's the idea behind that party, and then gives us a little bit more energy to come back in Sunday and finish off the festival strong.
Yeah, that's nice. And then on Sunday, everything starts again at 11 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
And 11 o'clock, obviously, starts over at the gallery, which is 15...
Ziegler Court.
Ziegler Court. Why? Some things just, they escape me. Can I tell you? 1 o'clock, we got Bay Creek. Then we have Cracks. We have the expiration date. We have a role-playing and improv comedy show. And then we have Short Show Showcase A, which is creature feature, unpredictable and unforgettable improv, vintage tunes, modern gal. 2:30, Appalachian Songcatcher, Ed Sid, Canto Instrumental. You're going to have to help me with that. Represtre ya Alago Mas.
Yeah. Once again, my Spanish is terrible, so I couldn't tell you exactly what that means, but...
my German is much better.
Fair enough. My Greek is much better as well.
Yeah, and I don't speak neither.
Fair enough.
But it's definitely better than my... I can speak Spanish, but I'm not supposed to say those words on the FCC. Will kill us.
Yeah, that's probably fair.
And then we got Gods, a musical rampage. That's got to be a good one.
I'm hoping so. I haven't seen it yet.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah.
And then we've got McGarnacle, thank you. Nick's giving me all these little tips. I love it. And he does it real nice. Every time Matt corrects me, it's like, all right, stop the show. Dean, you got to say it this way. Thanks, Nick. You're a little bit more on the subtle
what
side.
can I say?
Yeah, I know.
So it's yours as a teacher.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
And we got Mimi. That's Ambo Dance Theater. And that's, again, 2:30. We're only at 2:30. And then we got Pajama Stories for Adults. And that's the one you were explaining. There's several different pajamas on the wall with the audience picks. She goes into a story. Marie Cooney. Okay. 4 o'clock, Jared McLeod. Live from the shallow end of the gene pool. It's Mobius Theater. And then we got Night Moose Improv, Percolate, The Pheasant Story, and then Timey Whiny Stuff. The Midlife Crisis of a Time-Traveling Space Archaeologist. Maybe that midlife crisis stuff I got to check out. I don't know. And then you close everything again with the big party that everyone is invited to at 5 p.m. And this one will be at the Martini Room.
Yep, we will give out our awards. We'll toast the festival, and we take what we call our family photo, which is everybody that's involved gets together in one big group photo. And we save those every year and put them up on the wall.
That's great, isn't it?
It's an amazing time, and it's always a very surreal moment when you close the festival.
So does this have like a what do you want to call it? Saturday Night Live type feeling, all these acts together?
Oh, at the end?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess it does a little bit. Like it's because people are, some people have met for the first time at the festival, but they've made great friends, and it's about keeping in touch and travel safe and all of these things. And so it's like it's like that last part of SNL when everybody's on the stage. It definitely feels that way, where it's like commiserating and
I can see that,
moving on, and
and
great.
A lot of the acts that come repeating, and I would imagine, do they do some of these acts like after the Fringe is over? Do they continue these acts like maybe at nightclubs or whatever?
Sometimes, yeah. I think that's one of the beautiful things about Fringe festivals is because they're hotbeds for experimentation. Is a lot of times these shows become shows that go beyond Fringe, right? Okay. They can be made into bigger stage plays. That show Havesies that I talked about, we're taking those scripts and making them into actual full stage plays now. Our little group is. So that's the kind of thing that can happen, right? So you can see something at Fringe that later becomes something much bigger. In fact, the couple of examples that I know off the top of my head, the show Fleabag, that the creator of that show started at the Edinburgh Fringe. Also, the show Taskmaster started at Fringe festivals as well. So, like, you can go pretty far with a starting point of a Fringe festival.
And this is like, I imagine you make some friends with some people here, and it's kind of like, at the very least, once a year, you're getting to see everybody in most cases, or do you keep touch with a lot of the people?
Yeah, I
don't mean you personal,
no.
but I mean as a performer.
Yeah, you do, and it's especially in this era of social media, like it's that interconnectivity matters even more, because not only are you making friends with people who live all over the world, but it's also those connections and going, hey, I want to be in your town, and we can hang out and we can learn, or I'm going to go to the Fringe Festival that's local to you. Can you give me any pointers? So like there's obviously real emotional human connection, but then there's also the professional connections that happen as well at the same time. And so that's kind of a beautiful thing.
Well, sure.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
Can you put the picture up again, Dean? It's the one of the Side Street Studio Arts in front. I love the painting that's done out there on the windows. It says tickets, info, and merch. So do you know who did that? Was that?
So that was a few years back. That one was done by Catherine Eli, who she does a lot of the window painting in downtown Elgin. So you've probably seen her work just walking around. Mm-hmm. Yeah, she's fantastic.
Cool. Us is a good window painter. It's Tom upstairs.
Oh, yes. Yeah. He sure is.
He's got a lot of talent, that Tom.
Mm-hmm. So very cool. That was something. I had another question too. I wanted to ask you about the individual shows in between. So how much time do acts have to get ready in between each shows?
This is one of the challenges is because the schedule is half an hour breaks between each show. Mm-hmm. That means that you have 10 minutes to take for the last show to load out, and then 10 minutes for the next show to load in, and then 10 minutes for the audience to be seated. So it's literally 10, 10, 10, and then the show starts.
Okay.
And so that
So
half an hour is real tight.
Do you clear the room?
Mm-hmm. We have to clear the room because it's all individual tickets. So even if you just saw that show,
okay, I got
you'd
you.
have to have tickets for the next show to be able to stay in the room.
Okay. So that's definitely something to work through. Has there ever been a time where a person's been, let's say, on like too long, and then what do you kind of do in that situation?
Yeah, that's called overrunning or running over. That's one of those things where we are very clear with our artists, like, you can't run over because it eats into the next person's time. And it's hard because as the festival coordinator, if this show runs over and another show starts late, that means the next show will start late, and the next show will start late. It cascades. Yeah. And so it's, and the artists are focused on their show and making their show the best it is, so they don't get to see that big picture like I have to. And so we're a little bit strict about that. We've got some policies in place to make sure that shows don't run too long. And to be fair, most of the time they don't. We don't usually have that problem, but we do have to be aware of it.
Now, what happens if, like, say, like a performer isn't able to make it in case of an emergency? What do you have for the fill time?
Well, the beautiful thing is that we can have a show cancel, and there are many other shows happening at the same time as well at different venues, and so that gap usually doesn't hurt too much. Obviously, if it happens earlier in the time period, that's when we can hit that wait list and bring in another show, which we do. But like
you've got performers waiting, just in case something like that. Oh, that's sharp.
But then, within the last few weeks, if a show backs out for some sort of reason, which we've actually had a couple this year due to personal reasons or whatever. I mean, life happens. Those spots kind of just go open. But like I said, because of the way the festival is built, there's other shows happening during those time slots, so it's not that big of a deal.
But maybe, Matt, I don't know if that was the exact question.
Sure. I might have completely missed the question.
It's okay. I get a phone call 10 minutes before so-and-so just got in a car accident. I can't do the show. You know what I mean? Hey, listen,
knock on
Nick.
wood.
God forbid.
Yeah.
But what do you do then? Do you have someone that can immediately fill in?
No.
Is that what you were asking?
That was what I was asking.
Okay,
I thought so.
An immediate need. No, we would offer to move those people that have tickets for that show into another show that's happening at that time. Give them that opportunity to go, okay, look, sorry, this isn't happening. There was an emergency.
Because some shows are quite a duration. I mean,
no show can be longer than 60 minutes at our festival. So that's one of the nice things about that. But yeah, it's about making sure that we can give the audience a chance to see something that hopefully is not what they were expecting, but something else that would hopefully give them the satisfaction of having seen something.
Well, you've never seen the Matt and Dean show.
That's
so if
fair.
you get stuck or something happens, all you got to do is give one of us a call. We'll be in the area.
That's what was happening. Was you were like, hey, I'll jump in.
That's what we were kind of alluding to. Like,
I'll
hey,
tell you what, if Burlesque,
you need a pinch hitter, just give us a call.
If Burlesque cancels tonight or tomorrow, I'll call you guys.
And
have you come out and dance. It's great.
Yeah, give me time to shave though.
Why would you need to shave?
I guess you're right on that too.
I mean, also, I'm obviously not the person to talk to about shaving.
Yeah, I get it. No, I mean it's just curious to know because you look at your schedule; it is tight. I mean, you have such precision, and that's nice. You know how we do it over here. If someone runs over or we don't want to hear them or they're saying the wrong thing, go ahead, try and talk. Yeah, nobody's got you. See. So I imagine you could do the same thing there, or the old vaudeville days. Get yourself a big cane.
Oh man, yeah. I want a giant hook. That'd be great.
Hook them off.
Yeah.
I'm sure if they do it 5 minutes here or there, if it has to be, even though you frown on it, I'm sure, but you can make it up in that takedown and set up time.
Yeah, and we don't we could cut mics. We can turn the lights off on people. We don't want to do that kind of thing if we don't have to. Usually, if somebody runs over a little bit on a show, we'll have somebody talk to them and be like, "Hey, next performance, we really need you to be within that hour time slot."
Yeah.
Well, something with the elements of each show too is it does say the rating. So if it's rated R, you know that it's going to be a little bit more raunchy or maybe PG-13. There's going to be certain words that are going to be used. So that's also a way to get people prepared to know what to possibly expect within a specific performance.
Yeah,
also.
and the artists provide that for us. They provide a rating, they provide any trigger warnings, as well as a show description, and so it does definitely help the audiences decide what they can bring, what they can see, what they can bring their families to, all of that kind of stuff.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
In today's world, you got to be so cautious on, if you have a loud noise on your act, you really need to disclose that today because there's so many people that are affected. Not to mention your PTSD guys, but if there's something that's a shock and all of a sudden it's loud noise, now what?
I mean, you don't want someone having a panic attack or a heart attack or anything during your show. I mean, nobody wants that.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
And you have such diversity to the Fringe Fest. I think it's important that, why wouldn't you? You got to let people know what your show's about. You can only see so many previews as people are, practicing and what have you.
Right.
So do they get the opportunity to practice at the location that they're going to perform at so they know size of the stage and everything?
Yeah. So they get to have a tech rehearsal earlier in the week, or we have a couple that are happening today or tomorrow before the shows. And it gives them a chance to get into the space, see the space, get a feel for it, and also work with their venue technician to figure out lighting and sound stuff so that it's ready for showtime.
Acoustics, everything makes
all of
a
that,
difference. Yeah. Wow. See, people don't realize that, but you as a producer,
you
focus on all of that.
I got to focus on all of it, which means I'm not focused on anything.
That's okay. What's the hardest part for you as the producer of the Fringe Fest? What's the most difficult hurdle that you have to jump over?
That's a good question. That's the third one. Yeah, third one.
Those of you playing the home game.
For me, it's actually just giving myself the space to breathe. Yeah. Especially during the festival or in the run up to the festival, it becomes very rapid and very needy. Right? It's a monster. The festival is a big rolling monster running down a hill, collecting trees and detritus as it goes, and you sometimes you lose the fact that you can step away from the monster for a minute and take a breath. And so I think as a festival producer, that's the hardest part, is going, I don't have to do this right now. I can take a breath, take a break, and come back to it. And it'll be a little bit further down the hill, but it's still going to be going. It's that I can worry, but I also need to have that personal time as well.
A little solitude of, okay, like you say, only I know that anyhow. So let me take a breath and let's address the problem, the situation. And it all works out most of the time, doesn't it?
Most of the time they don't see, the actual Oz behind the curtain. They just see the big head.
Yeah, there you go.
How do you unwind after all of this performance every year?
Sleep.
You just sleep? Yeah.
It's sleep. That's the way to unwind.
Yeah.
And then the next day, start thinking about the next festival.
Yeah. It's a lot to prepare for, but you've got such a great area. You have so many people that are working with you. Side Street Studio Arts. I mean, Habitat for Humanity. I know the space is a pretty large space in there, so that works very well.
It's great, and all of our venues are donated spaces, so they're really our sponsors to the festival. Habitat Humanity, Elgin Art Showcase, Martini Room, Elgin Public House, Side Street Studio Arts. This festival doesn't happen without them, without their support and their ability to go, this is something that matters here in downtown Elgin. And so it really does not happen without them and without the volunteers and the staff and the techs and the artists and obviously the audiences, because if the audiences don't show up, there's no festival.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I imagine the city is involved with everything.
Yes. The Cultural Arts Commission.
The police know, the fire know you're there.
Yep.
So this way, if something does happen, tips off, they know what to expect ahead of time.
Knock on wood, nothing happens.
Wow, that's great. Yep. Now, you know what? Recapping, we got, if somebody wants to reach, it's ElginFringeFestival.com.
Yep.
And that just happens to be 2025. But hey, if you have any questions, we've offered you to call, but you didn't. 847-931-1410. But the real guy that you want to talk to, and you see him right in front of us here right now, but it's this guy here, Nick.
Yep.
Nick Mataragas.
Those lovely, not embarrassing photos of me. It's great.
I wouldn't be embarrassed. That's that neat thing you did.
No, it is. It was a fun time.
Yeah, and It's a Terrible Life. What was that one?
That was an improv show we did, a holiday improv show based off of It's a Wonderful Life, but with the idea that George Bailey sees that the world is better without him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Very uplifting.
No, I can see that. No, you know what, Nick? I can't thank you enough for coming in here. Look, did we time that perfect, Matt?
Mm-hmm.
Matt was giving me the eyeballs like, hey, come on, let's go. But we got this timed. I didn't need Matt's signal. I want to thank you very much, Nick, for coming in.
Thank you for having me.
I hope you have the hugest success at 2025 Elgin Fringe Fest. Folks, you don't want to miss it. 15 Ziegler Court. You can get all the tickets. You see, I said Ziegler Court the right way. And I had 3 good questions. Listen, this is me, Dino, from Dino's Night Out. And the great guests we had in here today in studio. You can't beat these 2 guys to work with. Matt McNeil, and again, Nick Mataragas, producer, and Big Cheese in charge of the Elgin Fringe Fest. Thank you very much, folks. And hey, you're going to want to see Dino's Night Out next week. We appreciate you listening. And again, have a great day.
For nearly 50 years, the DuPage Senior Citizens Council and Kane Senior Council have been dedicated to serving seniors in DuPage and Kane counties. Established in 1975, the DuPage Senior Citizens Council is a volunteer-driven 501c3 non-for-profit organization committed to helping older adults live with dignity. From providing nutritious meals to offering support services, the Kane Senior Council is there every step of the way. With programs designed to enhance independence and quality of life, they're proud to make a difference in the lives of their senior neighbors. To learn more or to volunteer, visit them at 418B Airport Road in Elgin or head to their website at caneseniorcouncil.org. Give them a call at 630-338-0999. That's 630-338-0999. That's the Kane Senior Council, caring for seniors because they deserve to live with dignity and respect. Visit caneseniorcouncil.org or call 630-338-0999 today.
Your hometown radio station since 1949. We are WRMN AM 1410 Elgin Time.
I'm Trey Westerberg on 1410 WRMN Elgin, proudly serving the Fox River Valley. This update brought to you by Centos. The Elgin Area School District U46 Board on Monday approved a $963.2 million spending plan for fiscal year 2026. The Daily Herald reports it represents a 27% increase over the previous year's spending, largely driven by $186 million in capital expenditures for the Unite U46 initiative that will fund major projects including the new middle school under construction in Elgin, as well as additions and renovations at Kimball and Kenyon Woods middle schools and several elementary schools. The improvements were funded through the district borrowing $179 million in bonds that voters approved in April 2023 and using money from reserves and other sources. A person is in custody after a reported robbery on Wednesday at the Meyer gas station in Bolingbrook. Police responded to the gas station just before 7 a.m. Wednesday for a report of a robbery. Police say the offender had fled westbound on foot, which prompted a large police response to the area west of the Meyer gas station. Police used canines, drone surveillance, citizen tips, and a perimeter, and the offender was taken into custody without incident shortly after 8 a.m. near Moore Drive and Monet Circle. The ghosts of Oswego's past will come to life on October 2nd when the popular Oswego Cemetery Walk returns. Reservations have opened for the event set from 5:30 to 8:30 p.m. at the Oswego Township Cemetery on South Main Street. Participants are required to make a reservation with tickets costing $10 per person. Several Oswego historical figures, including Civil War-era residents Charles Murdoch, a local elected official, and his teenage son Alfred X, who was killed in action during the war, will be featured this year. YouTube will offer creators a way to rejoin the streaming platform if they were banned for violating then COVID-19 and election misinformation policies. Attorney Sports parent company Alphabet said the decision to bring back banned accounts reflected the company's commitment to free speech. It said the company values conservative voices on its platform and recognizes their reach and important role in civic discourse. I'm Trey Westerberg on 1410 WRMN Elgin, proudly serving the Fox River Valley.
Workdays can be unpredictable, but your workwear shouldn't be. With the Centos Apparel Plus program, you'll have freshly laundered garments for everyone on your team delivered every week. Centos has workwear for just about any job imaginable, with high-performance fabrics and an uncompromising fit that stretches and moves with you. Don't leave looking and feeling good to chance. Visit Centos.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
At
Skechers, comfort is a technology. That's right. You don't just make a shoe and hope it comes out comfortable. It takes research, innovations, compounds, engineering, and so much more to feel so comfortable you'd swear you're wearing pillows on your feet. We have features like Skechers Air-Cooled Memory Foam and fits like Relax Fit, Stretch Fit, Wide Fit, Arch Fit, and so many more to make the shoe feel like it was custom made just for your foot. Plus, we have hands-free Skechers slip-ins technology. Just step in and go. Find yours at a Skechers store, Skechers.com, or wherever comfortable footwear is sold.
From the pages of the Elgin newspapers of 100 years ago today, these are the headlines brought to you by the Elgin History Museum.
I'm Nick Freeman, and here's what was happening in Elgin, our fair city, on September 26, 1925. Like the phoenix bird of ancient mythology, the Elgin YMCA has risen from its old image. It has shaken the dust of 5 years' accumulation from its breast and flapped the grime and scars of months of hard usage from its wings. It has been refinished in many parts and redecorated and refurnished in others. Under the splendid direction of F.E. Schmaltz, the new building superintendent, this rapid transformation has taken place. Schmaltz, spurred on by the resolve that the Elgin YMCA could be improved 100% on the...
This is Sarah Silver with your Fox Valley forecast. This afternoon, sunny with a high near 84, with temperatures falling to around 81. Tonight, patchy fog after 1 a.m., clear with a low around 55. Tomorrow, patchy fog before 10 a.m., then sunny with a high near 85, with temperatures falling to around 82 in the afternoon. Currently, it is 82 with clear skies. I'm Sarah Silver on the Talk of the Town, WRMN.
Find what you love, love what you find. A total wine and more. There's so much waiting for you. Spirits and beer, thousands of wines. Walk right through the door. It's all here to explore. With guides in the know and prices so low, it just might blow your mind. You're gonna find what you love and love what you find.
Drink responsibly.
When it comes to orthopedic and spine surgery, Prime Healthcare St. Joseph Hospital in Elgin leads the way. Recognized by U.S. News and World Report as a high performer across multiple surgery types, we offer advanced and minimally invasive procedures supported by state-of-the-art imaging technology. Our expert surgeons and compassionate care teams are here to help you move, heal, and live better every step of the way. St. Joseph Hospital in Elgin, exceptional care close to home.
Want to read some action-packed, exciting pulp fiction? Read the works of Michael Tooman, now featuring the international crime thriller, I Married a Bot Madam. Available on Amazon in hardcover, paperback, and Kindle editions. The paperback is also available at other book retailers. Check out Michael Tooman's webpage at Scilink.net. That's Papa, Sierra, Yankee, Lima, India, November, Kilo, dot, November, Echo, Tango.
America, and good day to our friends around the world. This is a political talk show here on WRMN. That's WRMN 1410 on that AM dial, but also WRMN1410.com. You can find us on YouTube. That's youtube.com, WRMN Radio. Wherever you are, make sure you like, subscribe, hit the alert bells, all the different buttons, you know, that you got to hit and follow and do the things. It's a fantastic day here on WRMN and a political talk show because it's Friday, Free Speech Friday. My name is Dennis Sonar Green, and I brought some of my friends here today. Let me go ahead and introduce them. Joining us today is David Tees, longtime Republican organizer and former candidate for the Kane County Board in District 22. He served as precinct committee person in Elgin and has been a visible advocate for fiscal responsibility and community first policies. David's grassroots works reflect a dedication to local engagement and voter mobilization. And we've also got with us Donald Puckett, a recent candidate for the Illinois House of Representatives, District 43, with a strong presence here in Kane County Republican circles. Donald has focused on advocating for economic growth, public safety, and transparent governance. His campaign energized conversations around local leadership and, of course, those legislative priorities. Thank you both for being here. Really appreciate it.
Hey, thanks for allowing us to be here again.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you, Dennis.
You're welcome. We're waiting on one more to show up here. Adam Pauly is coming in with us as well. He's going to bring another voice, because that's what we like to do here on Apolitical Talk Shows, bring on all kinds of different people. In fact, last week, Matt Ludke was on with us, a listener that met actually over at Gears. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Well, GEAR is the Greater Elgin Area Republicans, a little bit of an organization I started trying to get us out of the box. Townships, the party apparatus is a little square on the map, and Elgin's in 6 of them. So I started up GEAR to try to get a greater encompassing participation. And I was out getting signatures a couple weeks ago and knocking on the door in my precinct. I believe that is my precinct. And I met Nora and Matt. Very nice people. And, of course, I took the opportunity to hand them a card for GEAR and tell them about it. And what do you know? They showed up. Gotta love them.
Yeah, and that was actually at the Patriot Bar, which is in South Elgin, the old Bookers. And I'll tell you what, that place is all veterans in there. I mean, young veterans, big boys with big arms and tattoos coming in there. You can tell they just got out of the military. But the inside decor is really nice. It is, they have a big mural on the wall. It's huge from one end to the other of 3 soldiers with the sun setting walking in the desert. And, you know, it's all like a military veteran atmosphere into there. And remodeled chairs. It was really updated and very nice. And the food was just excellent there. So my suggestion is, if you want to go check out Patriots, it's a really good place to go to.
Okay. And where's that down?
It's on Spring Street in South Elgin and McLean Boulevard. It was the old Booker's backyard.
That's a great place to have meetings. Is that where you guys are planning on putting them? But you've been moving them around to a few different places.
We've tried to change the venue to spread the wealth a little bit and see where we can get people interested at. Grumpy Goat was pretty popular. Patriots is so well themed for what we're doing, and kind of that's a strong pull because of that. And you know, they're reasonably priced and great food. It's a great operation with the new ownership down there and the new name. So,
and then we got 2 veterans. You got yourself and we got Sonar. And thank you guys for serving our country, because you were in the Air Force and you were in the Navy.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and I was in a band. So
hey, somebody's got to be in the band.
But,
get on the bus.
GEAR is all about just having a beer and talking like back in 1776, where you just talk and enjoy, and it's open to anybody. You could be on both sides of the party and just come together and talk, you know, and enjoy each other and have a beer. That's, I think, the way it was back in the day, wasn't
it? Now, do you guys have like a like presentation at the beginning, or do you just kind of just get a long table and everybody just sits around?
Yeah, we kind of commandeer the place and shove a few tables together, depending on how many we need. And, you know, we've had 3 or 4 people show up. We've had over a couple of dozen show up. It's been varied. But, yeah, we just kind of cram a few tables together and start talking politics. It's a social event where you're free to talk politics. Usually we don't talk politics or religion. This is what this one's about. And it's not, you know, it's a place to start. You want to get interested and go further, we got all kinds of organizations. But this is a comfortable place. You're not going to, oh, please do this, please do that. I got Matt and Nora and introduced them to Dave. You know, if I get new people there, Dave's there almost always. And just introduce him to Dave. Dave is most enthusiastic, encouraging guy as far as the politics come. He's the best. So, yeah, makes a big difference. Just people knowing that there's other people out there, and that's what it's all about. If they want to get more involved, hey, we can tell you.
One of the things about this, Sonar, is that, we really, the last few meetings, there's really no politics talking. We're all there to just sit and enjoy each other's entertainment and, talk about what's going on around the world and voice our opinions. I mean, lately it's just like, it's not like it's a meeting. It's just a gathering. And I think it's more been entertaining of just getting to know the people in your community and just talking. And
that's what it really is getting to know each other. I mean, granted, many of us are interested in politics, but of course, sometimes a spouse or a friend is maybe not quite as much, but will come along anyhow. And I guarantee you, every meeting, the conversation at one point or another for a while goes to the dogs. And what do I mean by that? People have dogs and love their dogs, and we talk about dogs. So it's not all about politics. It's about, like Dave said, getting to know each other. And what do you do when you're getting to know each other? You talk about your dogs.
Well, also, too, is there's spin-off groups like Gia Winkler. She's involved with conservative women's organizations, and they once a month on a Saturday at the Jewel in West Dundee, they have some women out there, and they got a list of stuff because District 300 has a food bank. Did not know that. Yep. School district of the food bank where people can come in that ain't well off, and you can get yourself whatever you want. Knock on the door or come in. I don't know how it goes, but they sit out there with a list of items that is needed for the schools and all that stuff. And believe it or not, they fill up a whole back of a pickup truck load of groceries.
Wow.
And they take it to the school pantry. I don't know where it's located. I'm sure at the school district headquarters, probably wherever that is. Gia will probably tell me that because I know she's watching right now because hi Gia, and she said Donald Puckett. Oh my God, it's Don Puckett. But she's an amazing woman. And Conservative Women's Group, they meet at a local venue in East Dundee. It's a tequila something. It's a Hispanic restaurant. But they're like the same thing as us, and it's men and women, and they just mingle and talk like we do. But they're more involved in the community. They want to help out and with schools, and they're involved heavily with education and, the community and doing charity stuff.
And
Wonderful
it's always
ladies.
good to reach out to the community and have an open space too, because a lot of times it's almost like moving to a new place and trying to find a new church. Like you feel almost like the odd man out when you just all of a sudden jump into a club. Like even if you're interested in something, like if I was interested in like model boats or something, right? And I found a model boat club, I would still feel like the odd man out because it new.
Yes, you're new to the club.
Exactly. So having this open forum where it's not all club members, it's not all an obligation even to join or press anybody for one party or another, but to just have a communal conversation about people who live in the area and about the area and concerned about the direction our country is going and being able to feel like they can take some control over it.
Well, I was telling you how I met Matt and Nora. They were, I was knocking on doors, getting signatures. I met another gentleman in my precinct, and I just felt like kicking myself after talking to him because he had said he had moved out. This was about 2 years ago, I think, that I had met him and knocked on his door. And he had moved out from, I believe, Des Plaines is what he said, 5 years ago. Prior to that, it's got to be like 7 years now. And he says in that 5 years he'd been in Elgin, nobody politically on the Republican side had come to talk to him.
Wow.
And he was so glad to see me. He almost had a tear in his eye and almost a hug. And I mean, it was like, when you're not going to get signatures, you're going for your party and the hard R. So you get a lot of really promising and excellent conversations with people. They're easy to get to know that way, I mean, if I was knocking on the other side, and once in a while you do, accidentally, it gets interesting sometimes. But that's the thing, is getting out there and making that connection. People moved to town, and I moved here, and there's nobody. I'm not getting any contact. People usually come out to us. Well, maybe where you were, but not necessarily now, so this is what we got to do.
And do you think some of that is some of the gerrymandered maps? Because once you get a hold of them, then you go, okay, well, they already gerrymandered this area over here, so maybe I don't push that neighborhood so much as one party or the other. Is that kind of a little bit of it?
I do. They think they do get a little bit lost in the gerrymandering instead of just maintaining districts. Now, of course, the federal government, part of it. I mean, if the state loses population, we're going to lose congressional seats.
Yeah.
Okay. But that's the only gain or loss you have to the state legislature. That doesn't go up or down.
Okay.
So what would move that is population demographics. Does a population increase somewhere? And quite frankly, it increases relatively steady throughout the state. So you're not going to get a lot of movement in that kind of thing, but they still do it even on the state level. You look at the 143rd that I'm running in. But yeah, I mean, let's not take it to me and complain. It is definitely a gerrymandering issue, but it's still, I think, a change in time and people, and you lose contact with them then. Very many of the Republican people, I hate to say it, many of them I see, some of them pass away. Many of us are a little on in years. Yeah. And, you know, it's kind of heartbreaking to knock in the door and, the missus isn't there anymore.
Yeah.
That's another aspect.
Well, and that's where our buddy Evan comes in with the Young Republicans as well for the Republican Party.
I like him. Nice kid. And, you know, I noticed something. You know, I drive around service calls and I'm driving around Elgin. I've noticed it. I don't know if Donald noticed this. I'm noticing an increase of for sale signs around Elgin. People getting out, leaving the state. It's curious. Maybe interest rates lowered a little bit. Not as what we thought it would be. But maybe people are taking advantage of stepping up, getting a better home, or moving farther west. But I am starting to see a huge increase of houses coming up for sale.
Yeah, in this area particular, in Elgin, or just across Kane County in general?
Elgin, it seems like the east and west side, you know, over just off of Douglas and Spring Street towards Slade Street, off Chicago Street, you know, the side streets down there. I'm starting to see a trend of all of a sudden for sale signs popping up. Because I observe, I watch everything. I like to observe what's going on in my community and saying, hey, okay, I didn't know that was there, or that's new. Or, hey, why is this all of a sudden happening? So, yeah, it's interesting. Now you're seeing a different little trend happening here now.
That's true. Well, we'll see what the market trends are pulling through. What we're also going to talk about today, I've got a few debates, nothing too crazy, just to kind of warm us up a little bit. We got a lengthy apolitical talk show today. So stick around with us. When we're done here, Hampshire Whippers will be playing. We'll restart the stream for everybody so that we can get the notification out. Kickoff for that game is going to be at 7, but I think sometime around 6:30, 6:45, Derek will take over and we'll start to play some ball. When we come back, we're going to talk about music and concerts and where is that etiquette on Do You Leave when the last song is still floating around. Stick around for more Apolitical Talk Show here on WRMN. We'll break the ice before we get into this week's news and headlines. Stick around. It's only going to be a couple minutes. We'll be right back, I promise. Now available on Amazon.com and BarnesandNoble.com is the book called DUI Jury Trial, which is the true story of a truck driver in Illinois who was charged with driving under the influence of alcohol. Not only was he facing a revocation of his driver's license, but also a lifetime disqualification of his CDL, which would prevent him from ever driving a semi-truck again. This book includes backstories of the truck driver, the lawyers that defended the case, and the DUI expert witness who analyzed the case and then testified at trial as to the proper protocol procedures of the field sobriety tests as well as the breathalyzer test. This nonfiction novel also includes the actual court transcript from the jury trial, a courtroom showdown in which the final verdict would determine the fate of the defendant's livelihood. The book DUI Jury Trial is now available on Amazon.com and BarnesandNoble.com.
If your restaurant's grease is causing problems, don't worry. Hopkins Grease Company is here to help. Since 1947, they've been providing reliable grease recycling, grease trap services, and more for restaurants across the Chicago suburbs. With a full fleet and expert staff, they offer quick professional service. And as a family-run business, they pride themselves on delivering personal service you can trust. Call Hopkins Grease today at 847-458-1010. That's 847-458-1010. Hopkins Grease, the Fox Valley Grease Boys.
The new novel, titled DUI Jury Trial, is the true story of two lawyers who defend a truck driver who is charged with DUI. If he's convicted, this truck driver faces a lifetime disqualification of his commercial driver's license, which would prevent him from ever driving a truck again. This 3-year legal battle culminates in a courtroom showdown, which involves the testimony of a DUI expert witness. This book, DUI Jury Trial, is now available on Amazon.com and BarnesandNoble.com.
Children are the greatest joy and our best hope for a better future. Friends, they are the future. But did you know that millions of kids right here in our own backyard are facing hunger every day? Without healthy food, it's harder to grow, to thrive, to feel their best.
The impact when children don't have enough to eat is tremendous because when you're hungry and your basic needs aren't being met, you cannot learn.
Every child deserves to be fed. This is a problem we know how to solve. Food is not just food. It's energy, health, confidence, hope, and even love. Yes, love.
Breakfast in the classroom contributes to kids being more focused, which leads to higher grades, and simply just their well-being.
Thank you! Learn more about how No Kid Hungry is helping end child hunger in America at helpnokidhungry.org.
Back to a political talk show here on WRMN. I'm sure you've been to a concert before. I've been to a few. Concert etiquette has long reflected cultural expectations. In classical traditions, audiences were expected to remain silent until the very end of the performance. Leaving early was a virtual taboo. By the 20th century, strict rules of applause and attentive presence reinforced the concert as a shared ritual, demanding collective respect for the performers. Today, norms have loosened, especially in popular music. Encores have become expected, but not essential. And departures before the final song are common for practical reasons. Of course, avoiding traffic, catching a transit, or managing personal obligations. Some argue the price of admission grants freedom to leave at any point, and others lament a decline in respect, pointing to broader concerns over concert etiquette. In the era of constant phone use, casual chatter, and mid-show exit. So today I have brought on the brain trust here of Free Speech Friday, and that is, of course, David Tease and Donald Puckett. So, tell me about the concerts that you all, I know, have left early. Should you leave? Should you not leave?
There's some I wanted to leave early, which is opera. Trust me. But other than that, every concert, unless it's a monsoon and outdoor theater, I mean, I stay all the way to the end. I love sitting in traffic for an hour trying to get out of a concert venue. It's fun.
Well, for me, I kind of my vote was to relax in the parking lot and party some more after the show and not worry about the traffic. Then you go out at your leisure a little bit, as long as you don't make yourself a nuisance and attract too much attention. You know, security's busy anyhow, so it's not a problem usually that way. And other times when it was just, without the ladies or something, just a few guys going to a really raucous concert, well, we come and go pretty quick when we wanted to. So, we might not be the first ones out the door, but as soon as we get out, take a jog, a real sprint, and get to your vehicle and get out of the lot quick. That's always a way to go, too. I mean, I was more interested in the concerts going into them and, avoid getting stampeded.
Well, one of the things one concert played venue that I went to was UIC Pavilion.
Okay.
When Cabrini Green was still there. Not too far away from that place. So I was kind of like, hey, let's hurry up and get out of here, I mean, yeah, you wanted to get out of there fast, but that was the only place there. But
now, do you guys do lawn or do you do seats? What's your normal default?
It varies what my scalper had back in the days when I was in high school. If it was seats, well, Ozzy, we were front row. We had to see Ozzy front row. That's a definite. I've had great seats. Yes was front row when they came back. Other than that, lawn is kind of fun. You get to hang around with everybody. At Poplar Creek, when it rained, I'll tell you what, it's like a mud sledding hill where people walk up. You see people just going down in the mud, and it's like they're belly flopping, and then they hit that pavement. But that was a great venue. I miss it a lot. What have you done for concerts? What concerts did you go to?
So now I've seen Styx, Foreigner a whole bunch of times. And a lot of times it's Styx, Foreigner, Def Leppard, or Styx, Foreigner, Journey. Or Styx Journey, and then I've seen Poison as well a few times. But Styx always ends the concert, right?
Yeah.
Foreigner always brings it in. Styx always ends it. And Styx always ends it with Come Sail Away. So I leave halfway through Come Sail Away. And I just get to listen to Come Sail Away the rest of the way as I walk to the car to get in my spaceship, right?
And sail away.
And sail away, right?
Yep.
So I've seen them enough times that I know that, like, okay, time to pack up and head on out. But it's a great concert, especially with them together, Styx and Foreigner. I don't care really who sits in the middle. It's always a great
I've never
concert.
seen Foreigner. I've seen Styx.
Okay, when we come back, we're going to jump in a little bit more to some breaking news. It turns out that some of the Sinclair-owned ABC stations will be bringing back Jimmy Kimmel. And Netanyahu tells the UN Israel must finish the job in Gaza as dozens of delegates actually walk out and protest. Also, Kristi Noem sent some fast-tracked millions of aid in disaster relief. We'll talk about all of that and more. And, of course, I've got a game for us to play. We're waiting on Adam to get over here. Once we do, then maybe I'll kick the game early. You're listening to Apolitical Talk Show here on WRMN.
I'm Trey Westerberg on 1410 WRMN Elgin, proudly serving the Fox River Valley. This update brought to you by Cintas. The ghosts of Oswego's past will come to life on October 2nd when the popular Oswego Cemetery Walk returns. Reservations have opened for the event set from 5:30 to 8:30 p.m. at the Oswego Township Cemetery on South Main Street. Participants are required to make a reservation with tickets costing $10 per person. Several Oswego historical figures, including Civil War-era residents Charles Murdoch, a local elected official, and his teenage son Alfred X, who was killed in action during the war, will be featured this year. YouTube will offer creators a way to rejoin the streaming platform if they were banned for violating then COVID-19 and election misinformation policies. Attorneys for its parent company Alphabet said the decision to bring back banned accounts reflected the company's commitment to free speech. It said the company values conservative voices on its platform and recognizes their reach and important role in civic discourse. The Elgin Area School District U46 Board on Monday approved the $963.2 million spending plan for fiscal year 2026. The Daily Herald reports it represents a 27% increase over the previous year's spending, largely driven by $186 million in capital expenditures for the Unite U46 initiative that will fund major projects including the new middle school under construction in Elgin, as well as additions and renovations at Kimball and Kenyon Woods middle schools and several elementary schools. The improvements were funded through the district borrowing $179 million in bonds that voters approved in April 2023 and using money from reserves and other sources. A person is in custody after a reported robbery on Wednesday at the Meyer gas station in Bolingbrook. Police responded to the gas station just before 7 a.m. Wednesday for a report of a robbery. Police say the offender had fled westbound on foot, which prompted a large police response to the area west of the Meyer gas station. Police used canines, drone surveillance, citizen tips, and a perimeter, and the offender was taken into custody without incident shortly after 8 a.m. near Moore Drive and Monet Circle. I'm Trey Westerberg on 1410 WRMN Elgin, proudly serving the Fox River Valley.
Morning,
Morning, Zoe. Got donuts.
Jeff Bridges, why are you still living above our garage?
Well, I dig the mattress, and I want to be in a T-Mobile commercial like you. Teach me, Saldana.
Oh, no, I'm not really prepared. I couldn't possibly. At T-Mobile, get the new iPhone 17 Pro on them. It's designed to be the most powerful iPhone yet and has the ultimate pro camera system.
Wow, impressive. Let me try. T-Mobile is the best place to get iPhone 17 Pro because they've got the best network.
Nice, Jeffrey.
You heard them. T-Mobile is the best place to get the new iPhone 17 Pro on us with eligible trade-in in any condition.
So, what are we having for lunch?
Dude, my work here is done.
That's 24 monthly bill credits on experience beyond for well-qualified customers plus tax and $35 device connection charge. Credits end and balance due if you pay off earlier. Cancel finance agreement iPhone 17 Pro 256 gigs $1,099.99 and new line minimum $100 plus a month plan with auto pay plus taxes and fees required. Best mobile network in the U.S. based on analysis by Oak Cliff Speed Test Intelligence data 1/2025. Visit T-Mobile.com.
When disaster strikes, flood or fire, every second counts. At Emergency Construction Group, they specialize in immediate response and same-day service for any residential, commercial, or industrial emergency across the Chicagoland area. With over 30 years of experience, they've got the expertise, manpower, and equipment to handle any size loss fast. They follow strict IICRC guidelines to restore your property the right way, the first time. Their team values transparency, constant communication, and strong ethical standards because your peace of mind matters. Licensed, bonded, and insured, they're here for you 24/7, 365 days a year. Call 855-4ECG now. That's 855-432-4669. Or visit their website at emergencyconstructiongroup.com and let Emergency Construction Group put your life back together one step at a time. That's Emergency Construction Group. Your satisfaction is their passion.
This is Sarah Silver with your Fox Valley forecast. This afternoon, sunny with a high near 84, with temperatures falling to around 81. Tonight, clear with patchy fog after 1 a.m. and a low around 55. Tomorrow, patchy fog before 10 a.m., then sunny with a high near 85, with temperatures falling to around 82 in the afternoon. Currently, it is 83 with clear skies. I'm Sarah Silver on the Talk of the Town, WRMN.
Confidence is knowing you're ready to handle whatever comes your way. That's what it feels like to take on your workday with Cintas. They make sure your AEDs are up to date, your fire extinguishers are tested and inspected, your floor mats are cleaned and delivered, and your workwear looks good, feels good, and is freshly laundered with the Cintas Apparel Plus program. So are you ready to take on today? Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
Back to a political talk show on WRMN. It's Free Speech Friday. I've got a few of my friends here for this Free Speech Friday panel. That's David Tease and Mr. Don Pocket. Thank you both for being here.
Thank you for having us. I enjoy being here on Free Speech Friday.
Oh, okay. We're not forcing him to read any of that. No, I'm just
Why did you throw this piece of paper at me?
Let's look at some of the things that are on the blind spot side of things. I like to report the news that you may not see if you're on an echo chamber, right? Because it's not necessarily always about how you report the news. Sometimes it's about what you report as well. What are people actually looking at, et cetera, et cetera. One of them that I pulled up here, Kristi Noem fast-tracked millions of in disaster aid. For some reason, it is not reported at all from any right-leaning publications. So let's just figure out why. Kristi Noem, Homeland Security, expedited over $11 million for the Naples Pier reconstruction after being contacted by a political donor, Dr. Cian Gursoy. The city officials in Naples struggled for months to secure disaster funding from FEMA due to a new policy requiring Nome's approval for expenses over $100,000. The Naples Pier was damaged by Hurricane Ian in 2022, and local officials were connected to Nome by Gersoy to expedite disaster assistance. DHS defended Nome's actions, claiming they were not politically motivated despite allegations of favoritism in disaster aid distribution. Now, this is part of politics in general, right? Is the networking and, hey, if we need something done, I know somebody who can get it done. This was already a project because, I mean, Hurricane Ian, my goodness, that's 22. Yep. So is this favoritism or is this just politics as politics is needs to happen?
Okay, well, I'll go ahead. First of all, Don's looking at me. I'm looking at him going, okay. That's in Florida.
Yes.
And in 2022, did that storm affect North Carolina?
I believe so.
Yeah. Okay.
So it was Hurricane Ian from 2022.
So what would be priority, North Carolina or a small little area in Naples, you said it was?
Yeah, Naples Pier. It is in Naples, Florida.
To me, sounds like it's favoritism. I mean, personally, none of us. Do you even know, or Don don't even know, what is the outcome going on in North Carolina with those people? How many are still out of their houses after? 2 years? I mean, no, wait, 3 years? I mean, think about it. The people in California, not in their houses. I mean, these were disasters. I know it takes a little time to fix what never happened a while ago, but if you're fixing something, no, actually, I have to take it back. Carolina happened last year.
Mm-hmm.
So
it's been recent, more recent than 22.
Yeah, so that happened 3 years ago. So maybe that might be a little bit of priority of just getting past stuff done and work your way up. But considering how bad the disaster was there compared to North Carolina, I think North Carolina should be a priority one project to get done and get this moving.
Well, addressing the issue that you pointed out, the one with Nome and with the Naples Pier, one of the things that it seems like the Trump administration's pushing to do is to push this type of management of disasters to the state level because they're more on the scene, closer to the actual situations. And that way, it gets better and more direct attention. Mm-hmm. For instance, DeSantis in that bridge, was it in the Tampa area when that hurricane the last couple of years ago? I mean, he got that thing up and built and rebuilt and taken care of lickety-split. Now, maybe if he's got a little bit more of his hands into it, at the state level, that pier wouldn't have been waiting for so long. But it sounds like it's a funding issue. And basically what they're doing is, trying to get it to the top and to the right person's attention to say, hey, can you kick that money loose? So it's kind of a give and take issue. How do we best fund it? How do we get the funding there and who manages it? And these are things that they are trying to work out 6 months into their administration. They're still, trying to clean up messes, not just from the Biden administration, but, decades of not the right approach, shall we say, to disaster relief. So, you can go back to, 2005 and the big one down in New Orleans.
Yeah, there's still problems still down there
today. And it is a disaster.
It is.
When there's a disaster, that means big things get broke, and it takes a long time to figure out, and, things change. Are we going to really rebuild that there?
There's a big bottleneck that's happening right now with FEMA as well, and it is because of this directive with Nome where anything over $100,000 has to be approved by her directly. So that's where a lot of the bottleneck is coming in is FEMA, or let's say I lose my business. I then apply for FEMA. FEMA turns around and goes, well, you know what? It's $100,001. So we need
really $100,000? That low? I mean, that seems like, any business would need at least $100,000. So I'm thinking that's kind of an odd amount for her to have to go down to, but.
But FEMA does report that over $2.9 billion in assistance has been delivered to affected survivors through different programs. Yet only 243 families have been placed in temporary housing, despite over the 70,000 homes suffering storm damage in North Carolina. That's from WCNC. From those statistics that are there. So
it's hard to say. Things don't happen fast. I mean, let's for a lot of local in here. Let's look at that. And if anybody wants to chime in on this one, when they tore McLean Boulevard apart in South Elgin from Spring Street to Stearns Road, they did that like almost a year and a half, 2 years ago. I mean, gutted it. And it's still not done yet to today.
Yeah.
So building a road takes a brand new road, and making it sturdy and strong. I mean, it takes a while. So
well, let's take it back to Naples for a second. Naples got at least the approval. That's where the bottleneck was happening as well, to fix this landmark pier. And so, is it concerning that it was a donor that kind of kicked this over instead of like a community leader? Or I'm not saying that this person isn't a community leader, but this was a direct Dr. Sinyan Gorsoy is the political donor for Nome. And so that was a call from a donor that said, hey, can we fix this? Is there anything that's nefarious about that? Or again, is this just how politics kind of works in general? I'm not asking for a favor. I'm just bringing attention to the problem that we've got. You know what I mean?
Well, my perspective is other individuals probably went to him and say, hey, a conversation. He's in and on a conversation. Well, you donated to her? You know her? Well, why don't you get on the phone and give her a call for us?
Yeah.
Well, I could do that. I mean, that's kind of how these things come about, I mean, you talk to people around the local area. Andrew Lorario, our Kane County Republican leader, comes to a township meeting and first getting involved, and people are asking him, they need this and they need that. And he's like, well, I can make a phone call. Well, good. Boom. All of a sudden, in a couple of years, he's leading the county because he's a man of action. Somebody sees that he can get things done. But, it's not just a donation, it's the connection, who you know.
Mm-hmm. Well, when we come back, there is a California solar energy plant that's going to close after failing to meet expectations. It's another blind spot article that we've got sitting over here, but this time it's on the right side. So let's see what they've got to say about this, and I'm sure we will get into some of those subsidy questions as well. Does a industry work well if the government has to continuously give it money? Doesn't seem like free market to me, boys. So let's discuss some laissez-faire here on Apolitical Talk Show when we come back.
At Britain's Touchless Car Wash, they know life gets busy. That's why they're here 24/7 to keep your car looking spotless, fast, and easy. Their advanced brush-free wash technology delivers a sparkling clean without a single scratch, because they treat your car like it's their own. Here's the best part. Right now, you can get a free car wash just for joining their text club. It's simple. Just text BRITT to 30400, and your first wash is on them. Britain's Touchless Car Wash has two convenient locations, 1923 Larkin Avenue in Elgin and 555 Willow in West Dundee. They're proud to keep your car clean while giving back to our community. Text BRITT to 30400. That's BRITT to 30400. now for your free car wash and see why Britain's touchless car wash is the fast, gentle, and reliable choice.
The Live Like Rue Foundation is a 501c3 charitable organization that assists owners and their pets through a cancer diagnosis by providing financial and emotional support. In memory of a dog named Rue, the foundation helps local shelters and rescuers by sponsoring animals with cancer who do not yet have a forever home. Live Like Rue is a beacon of light during a dark time. For support for your pet or to donate or volunteer, please go to livelikeRue.org. Again, livelikeRue.org.
Looking for expert care in orthopedic or spine surgery? Prime Healthcare's St. Joseph Hospital in Elgin is proud to offer top programs to our region. With a robust line of treatment options, St. Joseph Hospital specializes in minimally invasive procedures along with an advanced imaging suite to assist with orthopedic and back surgeries. Recognized by U.S. News and World Report as a high performer across multiple surgery types and home to highly trained expert healthcare professionals, St. Joseph Hospital is here for your every surgical need.
Political party poopers got you down? Shake it off and join me, Dennis Sonar Green, every weekday from 4 to 6 p.m. on WRMN for A Political Talk Show, where we cut through the doom and gloom with a focus on America first, constitutional values, and a populist perspective that puts you, the citizen, at the center of the conversation. At WRMN, the talk of the town, we're not afraid to challenge the status quo and bring you the straight talk you need. Whether you're frustrated with the political establishment or looking for a clear, some nonsense analysis, this show has you covered. Tune in. Let's take on the issues together with a fresh, unfiltered approach. Catch us every weekday from 4 to 6 p.m. on WRMN, A Political Talk Show. WRMN, the talk of the town.
Welcome back to WRMN. This is A Political Talk Show with me, Dennis Sonar Green, and my friends. The Free Speech Friday panel for today, that would be Mr. David Tease and Mr. Donald Puckett. Thank you both for being here.
Thank you.
Hey, thank you again.
Thank you all for being over there on YouTube as well. We got a few people hopping over there. The boss lady jumped in. Brendan, as always. Gia over there. Go ahead and leave us something in the comments. Say hi. Let us know you are there. Like and subscribe if you haven't already.
Hello, Brendan.
They were talking about the District 300 food pantry earlier in the show. That District 300 food pantry is at 100 Cleveland Avenue, and that's door number 20 there in Carpentersville. I'm sure, like most of the food pantries, you need to bring proof of at least the address of the area to make sure that somebody isn't just running through every single food pantry in the area. But most of the time, other than that, you don't need much else for some things. So get in touch with them, District 300 Food Pantry over there at 100 Cleveland Avenue. That's door number 20 in Carpenter.
Well, a lot of the school districts in a lot of areas like U46, they all do a food card that they put money into people like once a year so they can go and get food at a supermarket.
Okay.
Yeah, each school district does it a little bit differently. And having a food pantry, I think, is really a lot cooler, and you get to come in and pick out what you need.
It's true.
Although, too, if you get it put onto a card there, you get it, you pick out what you need.
And when we lived in Evanston, the Dewey Elementary School had a food pantry that was there, but it was like an open air food pantry where it was just weathered to make sure that it was protected. But we would always put things in there for like cake mixes and things like that you never really think about with food pantries, right? As people still have birthdays, there's still holidays to celebrate or things like that. So you throw cake mixes in there, or maybe you throw a couple canned goods. Definitely things that aren't going to perish and are going to support some people. Don't throw anything in there that you ain't going to eat.
Thanksgiving is right around the corner, too, I mean.
It's true. It's true. Now's the time to do it, just like all the times to do it. But let's get to our California solar energy plant that's going to close. The Ivanpah Solar Power Facility in California is set to close in 2026 after failing to meet electricity output goals and killing tens of thousands of birds, according to reports. The facility, which cost $2.2 billion and utilized 3 459-foot power towers, has never exceeded 75% of its planned electricity output. Pacific Gas and Electric announced it would terminate power purchase agreements with Ivanpah to reduce costs for customers, stating that this decision would save them money. Critics have highlighted system issues with taxpayer-funded renewable energy projects, noting that Ivanpah has operated inefficiently while relying on natural gas. This is another one of those blind spots. So those of you that are on the left-hand side of the world probably didn't hear about it.
Yeah.
Thoughts for you guys?
I heard about it, and if you got stock in that company, I would sell. No insider trading here. Yeah, I heard that was a total failure.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it didn't help the customers out for lower electric costs. Then now they're stuck back probably paying higher electric bills because you left us for that, and now we're going to stick it to you, type of thing. What happened? Why did this happen? What was the outcome? I mean, they really don't tell us anything.
Mm-hmm.
What failed?
Well, what they did mention they divested. It would save them money. In other words, the operation is going at a loss, so they cut, ties with it and let it go. And, that's not on their grid. That's not going to increase the cost. It'll help lower the cost. They got to think the right way to do it. And a lot of those green energy things aren't efficient. The solar and particularly the wind. The wind's wind energy is a joke.
Is this part of the growing process of moving to renewables? Is that we are going to have some plants that promise the world but only achieve 75% of it?
Well, when you're worried about environmental things like, pollution and stuff with heavy metals and things like that, with the battery capacities and, the turbines and the windmills, look at all the petroleum products it takes just to run them and maintain them, with the oils and stuff just to keep them going. You got to be thinking of the bigger picture. And then recycling those big blades, they usually decorate them or they just sit there and rust. They're not thinking long term. They talk about sustainability, but they really don't think about what really is the best, most efficient way to do energy. And that's why, okay, you can have it, but don't subsidize it.
Yeah, if
don't subsidize anything.
If you go down to 38 to Paw Paw, if you're going to Starved Rock, I mean, they got all those windmills all the way down there in Paw Paw, and that's not a place to be a skydiver or a hang glider. I'll tell you that. There's a lot of windmills there, but if you like he says, I know that they were pushing. Kane County Board was pushing to get solar panels put in between Highland Road and Big Timber off of Randall Road. I think that might be underneath the Randall Road Bridge where the train tracks are. That property down there, and that did not pass. Vern Tepe actually was one of the guys that said, no, we don't want it here in Elgin, So, like you said, these are alternative power solutions, but I don't see how they work out, especially in the wintertime. Snow on them, hail, shorter daylight. What's the benefit? Where does the power go to? That's a good question.
Batteries for the most part.
To where?
Batteries.
Well, most of the energy goes into the grid. Even at your house, you got solar panels on your house.
Oh, yeah, don't even get me started on that.
There's a certain battery backup for it, but most of it's going into the grid, and they're paying you for it.
Yeah, and it starts spinning the other direction.
Right.
Yeah.
Whether you're drawing or whether you're producing, it balances out by being directly hooked into the grid. That's how all that stuff works.
I would never have a solar panel on my house because, number one, if you sit there and think about it, it's going to raise your insurance rates.
Absolutely.
Okay.
I do insurance inspections, and that's one of the key things we look at.
And if you need your roof replaced, you have to have all those taken off, have the electrician there to take it all off, put the new roof on, and then you bolt it in, and then they say, well, we don't warranty if your roof leaks with the bolts holding it out into there.
Because they got to punch through the roof.
Well, for insurance companies, it is considered a roof hazard.
Yeah.
You don't want that falling on you either. Here's the subsidies as well, because we talk about how much the government pumps into energies. So this is fiscal year 2022, all in the single snapshot. This was the last one completely reported on. Coal got $1.3 billion. Natural gas and petroleum liquids got $1.9 billion. Nuclear got $0.39 billion. Renewable wind got $6.4 billion. Solar got $7.5 billion. Hydro got $0.2 billion. Biomass $1.4 billion. And geothermal $0.1 billion. That is what was the federal energy subsidies for fiscal year 2022.
Solar got the most money.
So solar, definitely, yes. Yeah, solar got the most money at $7.5 billion.
And the so-called green energy, the renewables, we're getting most of that. But yeah, I would like to know specifically on how that is considered. Like, what is the subsidy on that?
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
whether it's
is it a tax cut or is it a direct grant?
And where are solar panels made?
China.
Thank you.
Yep. Well, hopefully our tariffs can fix that and we can get some more manufacturing here in the United States, right?
Yep.
That's at least the game plan I was told. You're also being told to come back after the top of the hour news because we've got some more apolitical talk show with these two guys over here for Free Speech Friday with the Free Speech Friday panel that will be today with David Tease and Donald Puckett. We'll see you guys on the other side. Stick around. Top of the hour news is great.
Kick off your weekend with a little flair. It's Dino's Night Out every Friday from 2 to 4 p.m. on WRMN 1410 AM. Dino brings you the best of the Fox Valley's entertainment scene. Live music, local artists, street festivals, great eats, and the personalities behind them. If it's happening, Dino's talking about it. And bringing the spotlight is none other than the legendary Arcada Theater, located at 105 East Main Street in St. Charles. Catch dinner, drinks, and a show, all under one historic roof. So whether you're making plans or just love to know what's hot, make it a date with Dino's Night Out, Fridays, 2 to 4 p.m. on WRMN 1410 AM, or stream it live at WRMN1410.com. Dino's Night Out, powered by the Arcada Theater, where Fox Valley comes to play.
Your hometown radio station since 1949. We are WRMN AM 1410 Elgin time.
I'm Trey Westerberg on 1410 WRMN Elgin, proudly serving the Fox River Valley. This update brought to you by Centos. A person is in custody after a reported robbery on Wednesday at the Meyer gas station in Bolingbrook. Police responded to the gas station just before 7 a.m. Wednesday for a report of a robbery. Police say the offender had fled westbound on foot, which prompted a large police response to the area west of the Meyer gas station. Police used canines, drone surveillance, citizen tips, and a perimeter, and the offender was taken into custody without incident shortly after 8 a.m. near Moore Drive and Monet Circle. The ghosts of Oswego's past will come to life on October 2nd when the popular Oswego Cemetery Walk returns. Reservations have opened for the event set from 5:30 to 8:30 p.m. at the Oswego Township Cemetery on South Main Street. Participants are required to make a reservation with tickets costing $10 per person. Several Oswego historical figures, including Civil War-era resident Charles Murdoch, a local elected official, and his teenage son Alfred X, who was killed in action during the war, will be featured this year. YouTube will offer creators a way to rejoin the streaming platform if they were banned for violating then COVID-19 and election misinformation policies. Attorneys for its parent company Alphabet said the decision to bring back banned accounts reflected the company's commitment to free speech. It said the company values conservative voices on its platform and recognizes their reach and important role in civic discourse. The Elgin Area School District U46 Board on Monday approved a $963.2 million spending plan for fiscal year 2026. The Daily Herald reports it represents a 27% 27% increase over the previous year's spending, largely driven by $186 million in capital expenditures for the Unite U46 initiative that will fund major projects, including the new middle school under construction in Elgin, as well as additions and renovations at Kimball and Kenyon Woods middle schools and several elementary schools. The improvements were funded through the district borrowing $179 million in bonds that voters approved in April 2023 and using money from reserves and other sources. I'm Trey Westerberg on 1410 WRMN Elgin, proudly serving the Fox River Valley.
Confidence is knowing you're ready to handle whatever comes your way. That's what it feels like to take on your workday with Cintas. They make sure your AEDs are up to date, your fire extinguishers are tested and inspected, your floor mats are cleaned and delivered, and your workwear looks good, feels good, and is freshly laundered with the Cintas Apparel Plus program. So are you ready to take on today? Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
With Progressive's Home Quote Explorer, you can easily find the right home insurance for you, even if it's not with Progressive. But if you don't choose us, then sure, okay, it's not going to work out. We're not going to cry about it or stay awake wondering what our future together would have looked like. We can't get emotionally invested, even if it sounds like we are. Progressive's Home Quote Explorer allows you to easily compare home insurance rates and coverages in one place, even if it's not with us. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and third-party insurers. Comparison rates not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy. I love you. I shouldn't have said that.
From the pages of the Elgin newspapers of 100 years ago today, these are the headlines brought to you by the Elgin History Museum.
I'm Nick Freeman, and here's what was happening in Elgin, our fair city, on September 26, 1925. Like the phoenix bird of ancient mythology, the Elgin YMCA has risen from its old image. It has shaken the dust of 5 years' accumulation from its breast and flapped the grime and scars of months of hard usage from its wings. It has been refinished in many parts and redecorated and refurnished in others. Under the splendid direction of F.E. Schmaltz, the new building superintendent, this rapid transformation has taken place. Schmaltz, spurred on by the resolve that the Elgin YMCA could be improved 100%.
This is Sarah Silver with your Fox Valley forecast. This afternoon, sunny with a high near 84, with temperatures falling to around 81. Tonight, clear with patchy fog after 1 a.m. and a low around 55. Tomorrow, patchy fog before 10 a.m., then sunny with a high near 85. With temperatures falling to around 82 in the afternoon. Currently, it is 83 with clear skies. I'm Sarah Silver on the Talk of the Town, WRMN.
Confidence is knowing you're ready to handle whatever comes your way. That's what it feels like to take on your workday with Cintas. They make sure your AEDs are up to date, your fire extinguishers are tested and inspected, your floor mats are cleaned and delivered, and your workwear looks good, feels good, and is freshly laundered with the Cintas Apparel Plus program. So are you ready to take on today? Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
I know we're at an at-will state, but for making a comment, like, hey, your hair looks good. And then I got a call from HR saying, hey, you know what, you're under investigation. Do I have any recourse?
Were you fired?
No, not yet.
The problem, Eddie, is they can fire you for any reason they want. They literally can wake up in the morning and say, you know what, I'm a little bored this morning. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to fire Eddie for no reason. Yep, he can do that. Yeah, that's California. Yep, welcome.
Handle on the Law. If you're injured and need a lawyer, go to handleonthelaw.com.
They were best friends, inseparable, in fact, until the day Miguel died. Every day his friend visited Miguel's grave. Rain, wind, weekends, holidays, every day. Miguel's closest friend, Capitan, his German Shepherd, is a symbol of loyalty to which we can all aspire. Loyalty. Pass it on from passiton.com.
And good day to our friends around the world. This is a political talk show. We're jumping through hour number 2 on this Free Speech Friday. Thanks for being there, especially those of you that liked the video. Those are the real heroes. Those of you that went over there and liked that video. Oh, what video am I talking about? What's over there on YouTube, silly? Go over there and search for WRMN Radio. You'll find us over there. If you're listening on the AM dial, I appreciate that too. That's 1410 for those of you, again, on the digital side, and then the other. Take us with you wherever you go, multiple different mediums for WRMN. My name is Dennis Green. I am the host and moderator of a political talk show. And today I get to be the moderator. I like being the moderator. It's my favorite part. Interviewer, I think, is another good one too. I like to do. A guy who stands on soapbox, shakes fist. No, not so much. But, you know, I'll do what I do. So we've got two amazing fellas over here. You've heard of them before. That, of course, is David Tease and Donald Puckett. Thank you both for being here.
Thank you. Hey, thank you for thanking me.
Oh, well, you're welcome, sir. You're welcome. Adam Polly was coming over here. We're going to get him in another time. So look forward to him coming in. He brings such a fresh perspective to everything, too. He's also on he's part of the Kane Dems as well. Yeah. So having another perspective, and honestly, he comes in a lot from a libertarian side too, because the thing is sadly the libertarians don't really have a party. They have more policy than anything else, and so they've got to choose which one. Yeah, right. It's tough.
He's an amazing young man. I miss having him on the show. Yeah. He's got a lot of good input. He does a lot of good things for the community. He's on the mental health board. Mm-hmm. How old is he? Like in his 20s?
Yeah,
he's active. He's an elected official. And he's got some really good insight. And I have some questions for him since the last time he's been here. That's why I was hoping he'd show up. We miss you.
That's it. And I've got some questions for the panel. Uh-oh. Especially, let's talk about this. The way audiences consume television has shifted dramatically. Once tied to broadcast schedules, viewers now stream entire seasons instantly. Netflix popularized binge watching in the early 2010s, most notably with actually House of Cards, where polls showed that many finished the 13-episode season immediately. This practice, often described as narrative immersion, allows viewers to control pacing and avoid spoilers. Yet, weekly releases retains that cultural power. A 2021 Parrot Analytics study found that 62% of top new shows favored weekly or hybrid releases, as platforms realized staggered episodes extend buzz and sustain subscriber retention. Morning Consult's survey revealed that only 14% of viewers binge an entire season in a single day. Most watch at a moderate pace. Nonetheless, over half of the U.S. respondents still say they prefer binging overall. So, what is it, fellas? Do we watch it every week? Or do we bang it out in a weekend?
In the summertime, it's really hard to watch it. Plus, it's mostly all reruns. So I like binging. I mean, Samantha and I right now, we like to binge on some old stuff. Like right now, we're going through Chips.
Okay.
Ponch and John. And I'll tell you what, every episode, there's a car flipping, a car going through a semi. And it's so funny. When you rear end a car, you hit the back end of a car, you just smash into it.
And it explodes.
It doesn't explode here nowadays. It's just smash bumpers. But every car that hits the back end of a car, up in the air, flips over and lands on his back, or cars are flying everywhere. It's like the most... car safety has changed, I think, since the 70s to today, where we are actually hitting the back of cars.
Hello, how are you?
Hello, everybody. How you doing?
We got some great people walking by, enjoying the
when
sunshine.
Cars hit each other, they smash into the back end of a car. It's just bumper to bumper. But back in the 70s, cars were flipping all over the place.
That's what I heard. Dukes of Hazzard as well.
Yeah, we binged that. Yeah, we binge. Cars always jumping in there. But yeah, we binge. We like binging.
Chips, right?
Yeah, chips. We like going back in the past sometimes, and it's just so funny. We just have there's a car chase, and there's going to be a car flipping here pretty soon.
That's probably why we're probably not the best ones to ask about this, being in the age cohort that we're in, because, we grew up on the old-fashioned way of TV. You just wait till they give it to you, every week. But at least back then, nowadays a season is maybe 15, 20 episodes if you're lucky.
Yeah.
Back then, Gunsmoke used to do like 44, 45, 50 episodes in a season.
Ponderosa.
These guys actually worked for a living back then. So, again, the new shows I have noticed I don't care anything about. It's a bunch of things that I don't believe in. The values they push on you on these new shows and this contemporary Hollywood coming out of their, sitcoms and stuff. I'm a hardcore believer in the old-fashioned Westerns, Gunsmoke, Rifleman. You want to learn values, family values. You want to teach young men, for instance, the proper values. They taught us about not picking on people due to their race, never lay a hand on a woman. All these basic values that, you learned from these types of shows. I still enjoy them today. Do I binge them? Nah, I just let them roll. It's background noise most of the time anyhow, watching news, watching that, and working for a living. I don't see how people actually binge on anything, but hey, more power to them.
Are we doing half hours or are we doing full hour-long episodes?
It depends. I will never turn off a MASH episode. I could watch MASH for 2 or 3 hours, it's a great show. One of my favorite ones, and the other one is like Storage Wars. I just love watching Storage Wars.
So is it more about the background or is it more about actually sitting down and watching it and binging it?
It's being bored in my life.
Hey, look, we've all
I'm
done
bored
it.
And I'm going to watch like 2 hours worth of MASH, and
or you throw on Next Generation and you just let Star Trek spin in the background, right?
Yeah, I'm not a Star Trekker. I'm not an Elliot. I'm not a nerd.
The Westerns, though.
I do like the science fiction a little bit, but these days at this time in my life, I'm very much into the Westerns and the values they send back to us there.
Well, if Elliot heard me say this, I never got into Jurassic Park. I can never watch the movie. It's too unimaginable to me. It's like, dinosaurs in our decades? No.
Well, they got something for everybody, If you want to watch about teen pregnancies, you can binge on that.
It's true. MTV, I don't think has contributed too much.
Nothing of major value to the culture, not in the last 40 years. The original music videos were great, but,
Yeah.
Well, that's where VH1 kind of took over for that. The pop-up videos, man.
Right.
There was a competition on all that stuff there.
Hey, thanks for listening to us. WRMN 1410. Love seeing people out in the world enjoying the sunshine and the great weather. Yeah, they're heading on over to the Elgin Market that's just down the road here.
But they got some like actors or...
Oh, that's right. The Fringe Festival is happening.
Going on over there too, yeah.
So it's over there at Side Street Studios over at Ziegler where the DuPage Court is just over here. All kinds of people getting on over to their shows. They're all about an hour long themselves. You can find more about that ElginFringeFestival.com. When we come back, I've got another blind spot for the panel before we get to our game. And we've got the blind spot on this. It is about immigration. We've got one blind spot where we're only seeing, I think it's like 7% or so of 7% of the left are reporting on this. And I've got another one where only 8% is being reported on the right-hand side of the world. So we'll see what these blind spots have to do with our panel here on immigration. Stick around for more Apolitical Talk Show here after this.
Hi there, Tammy Scully here from Talk Time with Tammy and Friends. Join me and my sidekicks, Nancy and Becky, for valuable lifestyle tips and unique views and insights on interesting topics and everyday situations, providing nonstop fun and chuckles for all. Get the scoop on consumer news, deep dive on current events, and learn about the newest economic trends. From exercise and gardening to music, travel, recipes, sports, pets, real estate, media, and everything in between. And it's all sprinkled with a healthy helping of bad dad jokes and interesting fun facts to boot. Tune in Mondays through Thursdays from 2 to 4 p.m. for a little fun, frolic, and infotainment. Join us, won't you?
Stop settling for weak sound. It's time to level up your game and bring the boom. Hit the town with the ultra-durable LG X Boom portable speaker and enjoy vibrant sound wherever you go. Elevate your listening experience to new heights because, let's be real, your music deserves it. The future of sound is now with LG X Boom. And for a limited time, save 25% at LG.com with code FALL25. Bring the boom. X Boom.
In the middle of the night, everything will be all right if you listen to Coast, right here on WRMN 7 days a week from midnight to 5 a.m. Each night on Coast to Coast, listeners are captivated by George Newry with discussions on news and current events, conspiracy theories, UFOs, life after death, and all things curious and unexplained. Whether you're working third shift or you're just a night owl, catch the most listened to overnight talk radio program in North America, Coast to Coast, every night, midnight to 5 a.m. right here on WRMN AM 1410 and 96.7 FM.
Welcome back to Apolitical Talk Show here on WRMN. My name is Dennis Sonar Green. I've got some friends here for Free Speech Friday. It's a fantastic Friday, especially for football. We've got a Hampshire Whippers game. I believe it is homecoming for them. So we've got all kinds of things still planned for you for today. Lock in WRMN. If you're listening there in your car, just reach on over. Hold in that button. We'll even take number 2. We don't have to take number 1. Or how many other AM lock-ins do you have? Like how many AM presets do you really need? Just one. 1410. Part of that AM lock-in for that as well. Head on over to YouTube, youtube.com. You'll find WRMN Radio over there as well, where you will be able to like and subscribe with all of your friends. All of your friends are over there. Every single one of them. Think of a friend. They're already over there. YouTube.com, WRMN. Radio is where you can find us over there. So I've got the guys here for Free Speech Friday. I've got Donald Puckett, and also I've got David Tease sitting over here. It looks like Jeff came in as well. But Don, before we get too deep into this, I want you've got over at Danny's on October 4th from noon to 4. You are doing a signature drive.
That is correct. We're trying to get people to come out and help us for the 43rd district. We're inviting the other politicians that have overlap in that area, the 8th district and such. Come on out and help us with the drive. You can just give us a signature, or you can take a whole petition sheet and go out and knock on doors. We have walk lists. We have maps. We're going to be able to team some people up, and we're looking to get, I'd like to get at least 50 people there to make a big difference. I'm hoping to get some young Republicans to show up for us, and we're going to try to contact the Turning Point organization. Charlie Kirk was from the area and out in Arlington Heights, Palatine area out there. And we're hoping some of those Turning Point chapters will hear our cry for help and maybe show up. They're looking for what they can do to help out. And, you know, let's promote those values and get out there and get some signatures and get some candidates on the ballot. So if any of you folks from any of those organizations, particularly Turning Point, want to give us a call, my number is 847-490-4856. That's 847-490-4856. That's Don Puckett. Give us a call. October 4th, Saturday, Danny's on Douglas in Elgin.
And have some pizza.
Noon to 4.
Yeah, absolutely. I just
spend some money there and make Danny's rich.
I just had a slice of cold Danny's in the fridge. It was still pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Did they eat? Is that who ate my pizza?
I ain't saying nothing now. You might want to talk to somebody with blonde hair and glasses. I ain't saying anything, any names.
Oh, that's okay. That's the Dino special right there. The sausage and the jardinera.
Yeah.
On a thin crust. Yeah, that's, oh my goodness.
You're a thin crust guy?
No.
Yeah,
but I'll tell you on the Dino, yeah, absolutely.
I'm a pan pizza. I like
pan all
pizza.
the way.
I'm all pizza.
All pizza.
Thin, thick, deep dish. I don't care.
You just bread, a sauce, and toppings.
Pizza. All kinds of pizza.
Guys
you can sit there and argue, and I'll sit there and watch with my mouth full, eating it.
Yeah, guys can live on pizza every day.
Frozen pizza, pizza rolls. I don't care what form my pizza comes in, as long as it's pizza.
It's got all your food groups.
I even eat that fufu stuff with pineapples on it. I don't care. I prefer my pepperoni and basic regular pizza. But by God, Danny's is great pizza.
It's got all the food groups. Think about it.
You got your grains, you got your vegetables, you got your
meat,
fruit, you got your dairy,
you got your meat,
anything you want to put on it.
Yeah,
it's true. It's true. That's true. If it doesn't have the nutritious thing that you're craving,
my brother loves spinach on it.
Wow.
Whatever, man. Put whatever you want on it. It's America. Eat your pizza.
Was that margarita pizza or whatever that it's got?
Never heard of that.
With it too. It's got tomatoes and spinach and a couple other things in it. All kinds of different things. Well, let's get into our blind spot over here. So I'm going to give you the. Let's see here. Let's do the Republican reported side, where it is only the 7% on the left that's reporting this at all. The only one that is reporting on the left is the Watauga Democrat is the only one that's on there. Out of 26 different articles written about this, it makes it a blind spot indeed. It is more than 2 million deportations of self-removals in less than 250 days. 2 million illegal immigrants have either self-deported or been deported from the United States since January 20th, confirmed by the Department of Homeland Security. Approximately 1.6 million immigrants voluntarily self-deported, while around 400,000 have been removed by federal law enforcement, according to DHS officials. DHS Assistant Secretary Tricia McLaughlin stated that the numbers demonstrate that Trump's policies are working and making American communities safe. For 4 consecutive months, Customs and Border Protection has released 0 illegal aliens into the U.S., marking a significant policy shift. So, Don, you were over there excited. Tell me a little bit about this.
I think it's good policy. I mean, it goes to show a politician keeping a promise and doing the job. What I really like is the fact that 1.6 million have self-deported through the program that was originally created to bring them in, and the Homeland Security under this administration has turned it around and made it an app to exit the country, and they can exit with assistance and still have a future potential coming back in the right way. And that's the key. Everybody, it's hard to find too many Americans that really have a problem with immigration, just so long as it's legal. Everybody says we're all an immigrant one time, and, the world is such that everybody everywhere, has been conquered or run over by another culture or something. At one time, even China got run over by the Mongolians. Come on. So whose land is what land? What we need is legal migration. We want people, but we want safety and security at the same time. You don't just go crazy about it. So 1.6 million self-deporting, that's showing compassion from the administration that's really evident. And I'm kind of pleased that's going to happen. I believe those numbers will stay the same in proportion, and we'll have far more self-deporting than that are being taken out. And I think that's going to help the whole situation through to the end.
And so with Customs and Border Protection releasing 0 aliens into anything, does that mean that this 1.6 isn't coming back? Didn't just take the money and then say, you know what, I'm going to come back next week and just be.
They won't be able to get through that way, but they might come in a future Democrat administration where the borders are porous again. I don't know if that's going to be a fact, or Democrats will be smart enough to keep a handle on it. But they'll also come in. They can come back in legally.
And then when you say legally, you mean through the immigration process that's not asylum-seeking process.
Well,
because
a lot of these people,
that's also an illegal. That's also
a lot of these people that were claiming asylum really weren't asylum seekers. They were economic refugees, not political refugees, so to speak. And that's what the majority was. That and countries pushing the dregs of their societies out. Because
I always
Trump says, good, smart move.
Because I always have an issue when somebody says that Biden just left the doors open and everything and just left it in. It's like, okay, well, articulate that, right? How do you don't just hyperbole and just say, yeah, you know what? He opened up the doors and invited everybody in for tea. Wait, no. Articulate exactly how that happened. And I think where we lose that communication is the asylum conversation, where the administration prior to this one was really favorable towards the asylum process. And that's what people really mean when they say that Biden just opened up the border, right?
But the way he went about it with his policies, it wasn't just
that's what I mean. The policy of asylum seekers.
Asylum, it was a policy of not enforcing immigration law at the border. He simply let everybody in, whether it was asylum or not, and all they had to do was claim it. There should be better process for distinguishing who is and who isn't. And that's all this present administration is doing. None of the laws are changed. They're just simply being enforced. And even the asylum, people can still come in with asylum.
Yeah.
They're not being released through the illegal process that, you come in, you cross the border. And part of that illegal process that we're not looking at was the cartels shoving people across the borders into the porous areas where there weren't fencing, where there wasn't patrols. The combination of inviting them and the human trafficking part of it, that's why let them through. They just have to be sifted through.
Yeah.
Well, that was the blind spot side from from those of you that don't follow the left hand or don't follow the right hand side of the news. That was incredibly underreported on the left-hand side.
You know why they left real quickly?
Why?
See what we pay in taxes around here? They couldn't afford it. They left.
I can see that.
There is a cost of living issue.
Yeah, that's definitely happening. We'll talk about the other thing that's underreported on the right-hand side. Out of 26 articles as well, there was only 8% on the right. And that is the Chicago area center in the Trump immigration crackdown sparks complaints of inhumane conditions. There's reports of up to 200 people being held for several days without showers or cafeteria access. We'll be right back.
I'm Trey Westerberg on 1410 WRMN Elgin, proudly serving the Fox River Valley. This update brought to you by Cintas. A person is in custody after a reported robbery on Wednesday at the Meyer gas station in Bolingbrook. Police responded to the gas station just before 7 a.m. Wednesday for a report of a robbery. Police say the offender had fled westbound on foot, which prompted a large police response to the area west of the Meyer gas station. Police used canines, drone surveillance, citizen tips, and a perimeter, and the offender was taken into custody without incident shortly after 8 a.m. near Moore Drive and Monet Circle. The ghosts of Oswego's past will come to life on October 2nd when the popular Oswego Cemetery Walk returns. Reservations have opened for the event set from 5:30 to 8:30 p.m. at the Oswego Township Cemetery on South Main Street. Participants are required to make a reservation with tickets costing $10 per person. Several Oswego historical figures, including Civil War-era resident Charles Murdoch, a local elected official, and his teenage son Alfred X, who was killed in action during the war, will be featured this year. YouTube will offer creators a way to rejoin the streaming platform if they were banned for violating then COVID-19 and election misinformation policies. Attorney Sports parent company Alphabet said the decision to bring back banned accounts reflected the company's commitment to free speech. It said the company values conservative voices on its platform and recognizes their reach and important role in civic discourse. The Elgin Area School District U46 Board on Monday approved a $963.2 million spending plan for fiscal year 2026. The Daily Herald reports it represents a 27% increase over the previous year's spending, largely driven by $186 million in capital expenditures for the Unite U46 initiative that will fund major projects including the new middle school under construction in Elgin, as well as additions and renovations at Kimball and Kenyon Woods middle schools and several elementary schools. The improvements were funded through the district borrowing $179 million in bonds that voters approved in April 2023 and using money from reserves and other sources. I'm Trey Westerberg on 1410 WRMN Elgin, proudly serving the Fox River Valley.
Confidence is knowing you're ready to handle whatever comes your way. That's what it feels like to take on your workday with Cintas. They make sure your AEDs are up to date, your fire extinguishers are tested and inspected, your floor mats are cleaned and delivered, and your workwear looks good, feels good, and is freshly laundered with the Cintas Apparel Plus program. So are you ready to take on today? Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
With Progressive's Home Quote Explorer, you can easily find the right home insurance for you, even if it's not with Progressive. But if you don't choose us, then sure, okay, it's not going to work out. We're not going to cry about it or stay awake wondering what our future together would have looked like. We can't get emotionally invested, even if it sounds like we are. Progressive's Home Quote Explorer allows you to easily compare home insurance rates and coverages in one place, even if it's not with us. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and third-party insurers. Comparison rates not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy. I love you. I shouldn't have said that.
Do you own an annuity, either fixed rate, indexed, or variable? Are you paying high fees and getting low returns? If so, Annuity General would like you to have this free book to learn the pitfalls and mistakes of buying an annuity. The Annuity Do's and Don'ts for Baby Boomers contains the little-known truths about annuities, like how to help reduce your fees and increase retirement income. And it's free. That's right, free. As a bonus, we'll also throw in a free annuity rate report just for calling. We researched over 1,000 annuities and summarized rates and benefits from financially strong insurers. You get Annuity Do's and Don'ts for Baby Boomers and the Annuity Rate Report, both absolutely free for calling Annuity General today. Hurry, supplies are limited. Call now.
800-760-1845. 800-760-1845. 800-760-1845. That's 800-760-1845.
This is Sarah Silver with your Fox Valley forecast. Tonight, clear skies with patchy fog developing after 1 a.m. and a low around 55. Looking ahead to tomorrow, sunny with a high near 85. Saturday night, mostly clear with a low around 56. Sunday, sunny with a high near 81. Currently, it is 83 with clear skies. I'm Sarah Silver on the Talk of the Town, WRMN.
Progressive's Auto Quote Explorer lets you easily compare direct rates from different insurance companies, so you can be confident you're getting the right one, even if it's not with Progressive. Way more confident than you were when you tried online gaming. Who knew 12-year-old boys could be so mean? And where did they learn to swear like that? 2 hours of losing to these underage trash talkers, and you're starting to question if maybe you really should stick to pickleball and other boomer stuff. So use Progressive's Auto Quote Explorer and be confident you're getting insurance that's right for you. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy.
To a political talk show here on WRMN. That's WRMN 1410 on your AM dial or WRMN1410.com on that digital dial that you call the Internet Explorer. Whether you're a DuckDuckGo person or Windows Explorer or Chrome or any of those other ones that are out there, just type in WRMN1410.com and you'll find us over there. If you have ever been to YouTube before, I don't know if you have. It's a fad. You know, it's okay. Head on over to YouTube.com. You can find us over there. WRMN Radio is what you search for. All of our broadcasting that happens here in Studio 14 in downtown Elgin happens over there on YouTube.com, WRMN Radio. I've got two great people here for Free Speech Friday. That would be David Tease and Donald Puckett. Thank you both for being here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We just got done with the blind spot. For those of you that are on the left, it was only 7% out of the 26 articles. There was only 7% that actually reported that more than 2 million deportations and self-removals in less than 250 days. It was a victory lap for the Trump administration. So here we go for the other side of the world. This is underreported on the right-hand side. 46% of the sources lean left, and 46% of the sources are centered, leaving us nice, even, round 8% from the right. Two people that are actually reporting on the right are My Northwest and the Herald Palladium as well. Both are online publications. So we like to spread some of the love to those independents, especially independents that like to kind of report the news even if it's not so good for their team. So here we go. Let's talk about this one here. On Wednesday night near the Broadview Immigration and Custom Enforcement Facility in Illinois, a truck struck a protester on the sidewalk, prompting a police investigation. The incident occurred amid rising tensions fueled by the administration's recent immigration enforcement surge and ongoing protests at the Broadview Processing Center. The Broadview facility, holding up to 200 people for several days without showers or cafeteria access, faces criticism for overcrowding and inhumane conditions, including scarce food, water, and 24/7 bright lights preventing sleep. The Resurrection Project called the situation a black hole, noting nearly 250 detainees have sought legal help while officials defend their tactics, citing officer safety during unrest. The protester incident and reports of harsh detention conditions underscore community strain and ongoing demands for removing a federally erected fence that local officials say hampers emergency response. Speaking of responses, let's head on over to our panel. Gentlemen, what do you think about this side of the world?
Go ahead, Dan.
Well, first of all, I'm really interested in checking the sources on the liberal side of that. I'm sure they're there. You've heard the term fake news. I don't know enough about that actual report. Again, I'm from the right side. Maybe I haven't heard enough about it. But a lot of the reports that come from that side tend to be a little bit over-exaggerated. Are they there that long? Well, possibly. I'd have to look into it personally to know for the facts. But as far as I'm concerned, the ICE and DHS are doing the best they can with their situation, and their standards are pretty high. So to say that that is actually happening for sure, to tell you the honest truth, I'm very, very skeptical that that is happening at that length of time. You know, no access to a cafeteria or showers for a week at a time. That's kind of pushing the envelope of believability for me. So maybe it is, maybe it ain't.
Okay.
I don't see what the problem is. Having somebody from the media, one news crew, fair-minded, come in there and film what's going on in there, like they did back when Obama was president, and they had those detainees when they were deporting people in glass type of enclosures with aluminum foil blankets, sleeping on floors. I mean, the cameras were brought into there, and we got to see what was going on. And if it needs to be fixed, it should be fixed. People should not, even though they're legal or not legal in this country, you should not be living that way. It is inhumane. That's not the way our country runs. So, like I said, everybody views a story differently and what they see. But I don't see a problem like, hey, let's bring some cameras in there and let's see exactly what's going on, just to put it all to rest.
I'm sure the protests are probably hampering operations at the facility as well. So, you know, I mean, we're talking paid protesters. going in there to slow down government operations and impede the justice system.
What I see on social media and on the news, the protesters are in little numbers. It's not like a big crowd sitting out there. So it's just people that are still concerned and voicing their opinion, which that's what free speech is all about. You know, you get to, say your mind and have a sign, and but when you start pushing the envelope for violence, that's a little bit of a different story. But hey, you got the First Amendment standing behind you, and there's no reason. Just try not to block the entrance and let them do their job and voice your opinion.
Well, U.S. Rep. Jesus Chuy Garcia was part of a group of Illinois Democrats who actually tried to tour the facility in June, and they still haven't been able to tour the facility. Right. Media has also not been allowed to go in. They're getting these reports from the lawyers of the detainees.
Right.
So the lawyers of the detainees are contacting the advocates, and let me pull up the actual people so that way I know exactly who I'm talking about. The Resurrection Project has talked to those lawyers for it. But the U.S. Rep. Garcia said, we pointed out that this has been a processing center, but in fact, people who have been in detention there for multiple days have shared with us that it is in fact a detention center. And it is not adequate to be a detention center. It's supposed to just be a processing center. Right. They have them for a day. They send them to where they actually need to be detained. So they shouldn't be there for more than a day anyway.
Right.
But like you were saying with the protesters, I'm not able to move detainees if I've got protesters out in the driveway as well. So it's a sticky situation over there. You can always read more in a few different places. AP was one of those that we drew from today. Again, if you're more inclined to read something that was put out from the right-hand side, Mine Northwest and also the Herald Palladium also are generally right-hand publications that also reported on the same thing.
Also, too, we also had a shooting at one of the facilities, which that should not happen. Violence isn't condoned anywhere, but, that's another problem that they're having out there, too.
Absolutely. When we come back, we've got our Free Speech Friday game, and, of course, it's going to be a fun one. Today, we are going to misattribute quotes. So we're going to give some quotes out there, and the gentlemen are going to tell me if that person actually said that thing. So stick around. More Apolitical Talk Show coming up after this.
Fun time.
And I'd like to talk to you about my bank, American Eagle Bank in South Elgin. Has your bank changed names in the last 10 years? Is your bank another faceless branch with headquarters in another city? Are you tired of earning next to nothing on your savings account or certificates of deposit? Or does your personal banker treat you like a stranger? If you answered yes to any of those questions, then you're ready for a new banking experience, and American Eagle is the place for you. American Eagle is a locally owned independent bank that's rooted in the community, and American Eagle customers are greeted by name and treated with the respect that they deserve. American Eagle has an innovative program, Eagle Savings, that teaches your children to save while earning prizes and rewards. American Eagle offers great rates on certificates of deposit. My bank is located in South Elgin on Randall Road between the Target and Caputo's and is open Monday through Saturday. Give them a call at 847-742-7400, and a real person will answer the phone. American Eagle Bank, a place where you matter.
My mom has taken up going to the park to practice yoga.
My dad's going to a club, but not a book club, a salsa club.
Finding new hobbies comes with age.
My mom has started getting lost and not knowing where she's going.
Becoming lost or disoriented doesn't. Confusion with time or place may be a sign of Alzheimer's. An early diagnosis can help improve the quality of life for your loved one. Learn the warning signs of Alzheimer's at 10signs.org. Brought to you by the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
Attention all sports fans. Get the latest issue of the Chicago Sports Journal featuring player profiles, team schedules, ballpark photos, and more. Visit CHISportsJournal.com. Chicago sports fans are raving about the latest issue of the Chicago Sports Journal featuring owner profiles, book reviews, cafe, bar, and restaurant reviews, specials, and more. Pick up your copy of the Chicago Sports Journal at Metro train stations, retail locations throughout Chicagoland, or visit CHISportsJournal.com today.
Tune in to Big Top Sports
with Derek Geyer every weeknight from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m.
You'll have sports thoughts from the center ring of Chicagoland and to the outer rings from across the nation.
Weather from Chicago Cubs,
White Sox,
Bulls,
Bears,
Blackhawks,
Stars,
Fire,
Boomers,
whatever the national story is of the day.
Geyer and his sports czar takes will either have you nodding in agreement,
yelling at the radio,
or in all honesty,
a bit of both.
With the way the Chicagoland sports and sports are in general, there's bound to be
thrills,
chills, and
oh my God moments.
So get your snacks and libations ready,
because this is going to be a wild ride.
Big Top Sports with Derek Geyer's quirky and insightful Fanatics take
will make you feel a little
or a lot better about your Chicagoland sports viewing experiences.
Tune in to Big Top Sports with Derek Geyer every weeknight from 6 p.m.
to 8 p.m.
To a political talk show here on WRMN. That's WRMN on your 1410 dial over there, the AM side. You'll never find it on the FM. You can't. The 1410 doesn't work on the FM. Sorry. I could explain it to you, but then we get into megahertz versus gigahertz and like line of sight, all kinds of different things. I know. Don's over here just licking his chops, going, "Let's get into it." I love that technical stuff. Good to have you guys both here. And, of course, it wouldn't be Free Speech Friday with a Free Speech Friday game. Yay! Yay! So here we go. This is a game I like to call Misattributed Quotes. I will give you a quote and a person, and you tell me if that person said that thing. That's it. Real easy. 50-50. You could work together. The only thing I say is no phones. If you want to bring in a book of quotes, you're more than welcome to.
Be a big book.
Exactly.
No Google.
No Google as well. Just off your brain or what you bring into the studio with you. Here we go. I've got an easy one for you. Of course, it's Albert Einstein. Did he say imagination is more important than knowledge? Does that seem like something Albert Einstein would say?
I'm going to go with a yes on that.
I'm going to say yes on that, too.
Hey, good job there, team. They win. Albert Einstein did say that as well. That's some good advice there, I think. Mm-hmm. Let's hit another one over here. Winston Churchill. Did he say success is a journey, not a destination?
Yes.
Winston Churchill.
I'll go with a yes on that.
Yes. Sorry, guys. It is a motivational cliche, but it's not Winston Churchill's.
Motivational cliches. Okay.
There you go.
You might have seen it on one of those posters. You're right.
Yeah.
It's got
right in somebody's office.
A cat or something like that. Here we go. Let's go all the way. Do you guys ever watch Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure?
Yeah.
Here we go. Directly from Socrates himself. The unexamined life is not worth living. Did Socrates say that? Socrates. Did Socrates say that?
I'm going to say yes.
Pretty profound.
I'm going to say yes.
It sounds like something possible, but I'm going to say no, just to be out.
Got a no, got a yes. He did say that. The unexamined life is not worth living. That's self-reflection, right? Look internal.
It wouldn't be fun if we didn't have multiple answers, though, you know? I mean, I was thinking yes, but Dave went with yes. I'll go with the no.
You never go the opposite.
Okay, how about...
Well, when you don't know, what does it matter?
Here we go. Did Voltaire say, I disapprove of what you say, but I will defend to the death your right to say it?
That sounds like some American, but it could have been Voltaire, so I'm going to go with Voltaire.
No. I'm going to say no.
No? And then we got a yes. It is yes.
Oh.
It is paraphrased a little bit by Evelyn Beatrice, but Voltaire lived hundreds and hundreds of years ago.
That's where the original concept comes from. That free speech thing, that everybody talks about in the military. Everybody says, hey, I'll defend your right.
Here we go to Confucius laying down some ancient wisdom, or did he? We're playing misattributed quotes with our Free Speech Friday panel here. Don Puckett and David Tease. Did Confucius say, choose a job you love and you will never work a day in your life?
I'm going to say no, because that was a question before.
I'm going to say no as well.
Oh, yeah. That is definitely a 20th century.
Yes, that sounds 20th century to me.
Yep.
How about this one? We'll head on over to another spiritual leader, the Dalai Lama. Did the Dalai Lama say, live, laugh, love?
Yes.
No.
Definitely not a Tibetan philosophy. Something that you put in your kitchen on the wall.
That's where I saw it.
Exactly. Here we go. How about this one over here? We're headed over to Mark Twain. He said a few things that are pretty great out there in the world. This one is, the reports of my death are greatly exaggerated.
I believe that is one of his.
Did Mark Twain say this?
Yes, he did. I'll say yes, because that was a question, too, I've heard before.
Hey, good job. We got a double answer on that one. Yes, absolutely, he said that. He said quite a few things. If you ever get a book of Mark Twain quotes, it'll definitely be a good one out there. Let's head on over to Abraham Lincoln, another fantastic American. We've got this one. Did he say, government of the people, by the people, for the people, shall not perish from the earth?
That would be correct. Wasn't that part of the Gettysburg?
Sure was. Yep. Absolutely. Abraham Lincoln rocking it out over there. Let's head on over to another time traveling dude. That would be Aristotle. Aristotle, way back in the day, did he say the darkest nights produce the brightest stars?
Sure. I'm going to go with a yes on that one.
Ooh, Dave's thinking he saw
it. Sounds so tricky. It's so like it's supposed to be there. And I'm going to go the opposite this time. I'm going to say no.
Dave is correct. It is no. The darkest nights produce the brightest stars is something that you would see on Instagram.
There you go.
A modern euphemism that's here. How about Albert Einstein again? Here we go. Insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results.
Exactly.
I believe that.
Was that Albert Einstein?
I believe so.
It was not.
What?
There is no credible evidence at all that Albert Einstein any said that. Hello. It's good to see you
people
all.
Out there walking the streets and having fun on a nice, beautiful day.
That's right. Albert Einstein did not say insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results.
Is that attributed
But
to him?
that is a quote from somebody.
Everybody attributes it to him, but it is absolutely a misattributed side. It was actually Rita Mae Brown in her 1983 book, Sudden Death.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
We thought we were smart for a second there.
There's no evidence that Einstein actually said that. Well, that's okay, guys. You had Abraham Lincoln. You're doing pretty well. How about Mahatma Gandhi?
Oh, no.
Did he say, be the change you wish to see in the world?
No.
I'd say yes, probably with him on that one.
Kind of sounds like that.
No.
Isn't there a Michael Jackson song like that?
Yeah.
Man in the Mirror.
The Man in the Mirror. Exactly.
Mahatma Gandhi did not say that. He is paraphrased, but Gandhi never phrased it this way specifically, to be a change you wish to see in the world. How about this one? We'll head on over to George Orwell. Sometimes it feels like we're living in one of his novels. Did he say, in the time of deceit, telling the truth is a revolutionary act?
Boy, that sure sounds Orwellian.
Yeah, it does. And I'll say yes.
I'll go with a yes on it.
That's very true. That comes from 1984. That was one of the one of the things that Wilson figured out the hard way. Marie Curie, here we go. Somebody who had a lot of knowledge. She said, nothing in life is to be feared. It is only to be understood. Or is that another misattributed quote?
You know how he just threw that in there on us to really?
No, I'm going to go for it and give it to her.
Yeah.
Why not?
I say yeah.
Why not? That's correct. She got it. Nothing in life is to be feared, only to be understood, right? I mean, we don't fear the dark. We just fear the things that are in it.
Well, considering what she accomplished in, what it cost her to accomplish it, sounded like, right up that alley there.
I'm scared of the dark. I still got my Batman nightlight on.
How about this one? Laying in your car bed with your Batman light. Did Mother Teresa say God helps those who help themselves?
No.
I would say no, but it's a possibility.
She did not say it. It was actually from Aesop, and it was popularized by Benjamin Franklin, one of our founding fathers, who also did not say the definition of insanity is repeating it. He's the other guy who gets attributed to it as well. How about this one? Let's head on over to another founding father. Did he say this? Old Tommy Jefferson. Did he say the best way to predict the future is to invent it?
No.
I would say not necessarily him, but it sure sounds like a good one from him.
Right from him. A lot of people attribute this to Jefferson, and they are incorrect. The phrase comes from Alan Kay, actually, a computer scientist in the 20th century.
I was about to say somebody like Edison or something, an inventor, but yeah, that sounds even better. The K. Yeah, there we go.
Martin Luther King, did he say injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere?
Yes.
Yeah, I would say yes. Sounds pretty good for him.
Yep.
That's a good one there. Voltaire also coming in with that, I disapprove of what you say, but I will defend to the death your right to say it. I think that was another one that's up there with me. Thank you, gentlemen, for being on here with me. I really appreciate it.
It was fun.
It's been Free Speech Friday. On today's show, we have had Mr. Donald Puckett and also Mr. David Tease. If you want to watch this, go ahead and head on over to YouTube, youtube.com. You can find us at WRMN Radio. While you're there, our next broadcast is actually going to be the Hampshire Whippers. That's right. I won't say hampers. Thanks for being here. This has been WRMN's Apolitical Talk Show.
We are AFGE, the American Federation of Government Employees. We represent 700,000 federal and D.C. government workers who are the vital threads of the fabric of American life. We support our nation's military. We take care of our nation's veterans. We protect our nation's borders. We respond to our nation's crises and natural disasters. We provide services to our nation's seniors. The American Federation of Government Employees. We work for America.
We are AFGE, the American Federation of Government Employees. We represent 700,000 federal and D.C. government workers who are the vital thread